Chapter 670. Xiang Jie did not move, but a black-robed old man teleported over. Black light spurted out from his palm and turned into a black vortex, instantly neutralizing the power of the punch. The black-robed old man's eyes flashed as he grabbed at Long Outyen. "Stop!" The black-robed old man and the white-robed old man's expression changed drastically. Long Outyen could not be harmed. Since they had already fallen into such a situation, they had to save Long Outyen even if they had to die. Rumble. Dragon aura filled their bodies as powerful bloodline aura surged out. Their eyes were filled with madness as they executed their powerful super skills and charged at Xiang Jie. Courting death. The other two black-robed old men's eyes flashed with killing intent as they charged at the black-robed old man and the white-robed old man. The four half-step supreme beings had passed the four symbols tribulation. Each of their combat strength was extremely terrifying, and an intense battle broke out in an instant. Nine-headed snake clan. Courting death. In the divine stone, Ling Xiao's eyes flashed with killing intent. 10,000 years ago, Ling Xiao remembered that the overlord of the Eastern Sea was the Crystal Palace. The Dragon Clan had dominated the Eastern Sea and suppressed billions of sea tribes. At that time, he had not heard of the Nine-Headed Snake Clan. Now, after 10,000 years, the Nine-Headed Snake Clan had grown to the point where they could stand shoulder to shoulder with the Dragon Clan. Now, they even had designs on Long Hanyan and Long Outyen. Ling Xiao faintly felt that the Nine-Headed Snake Clan must have the support of other forces behind them. Is it the Heavenly Beast Temple? The Sky-Burning Demon Emperor? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he thought of the Sky-Burning Demon Emperor who had just left. Since the Dragon Clan had set up the Xianming Demon Slayer array in the Eye of the Sea, the Nine-Headed Snake Clan could not have infiltrated silently, unless there was a traitor. Ling Xiao had enough reason to suspect the Sky-Burning Demon Emperor. Ling Xiao steered the divine stone to Xiang Jie's side as he pondered. As the saying goes, capture the ringleader first to capture the bandits. Ling Xiao was ready to capture Xiang Jie first. Rumble. There was a thunderous explosion as golden divine light swept across. Ling Xiao instantly came out from the divine stone and slapped at the back of Xiang Jie's head. This palm strike was extremely fast, like a sudden clap of thunder and lightning, instantly hitting Xiang Jie's head. Before, Xiang Jie had been smiling, thinking that there was no suspense in the outcome of this battle. He had been fantasizing about capturing Long Outyen and extracting his true dragon bloodline. Then, his bloodline would evolve and become an ancient Shangliu, allowing him to slaughter his enemies and shake the world. In the end, Ling Xiao's sudden appearance caused his vision to darken. He couldn't help but roar. "Who is it? How dare you sneak attack me?" Xiang Jie was so angry that his entire body trembled. A blazing divine light rose from his body, wanting to shake Ling Xiao away. Rumble. A cold light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes as he unceremoniously threw a punch at Xiang Jie's stomach. Puff. Xiang Jie suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, and his body immediately curled up like a lobster. Ling Xiao grabbed Xiang Jie's neck with one hand, his palm emitting a killing intent that was incomparably sharp. Instantly, a sense of fatal danger enveloped Xiang Jie, causing his entire body to tremble. His eyes were filled with terror. He didn't doubt in the slightest that so long as Ling Xiao willed it, Ling Xiao would probably be able to directly kill him in the next moment. Who is this person? Why is he hiding here? He didn't even discover the 1,000 Revolution Array. Let go of the young lord. Boy, do you want to die? Ling Xiao's sudden appearance had surprised and shocked everyone. Especially the four elders of the Nine-Headed Snake Clan. Their eyes were cold and filled with cold killing intent as they berated Ling Xiao. All of you, stop. Otherwise, don't blame me for killing him now. Ling Xiao smiled coldly. His eyes were incomparably sharp as he stared at the four elders without a trace of fear. Cousin. Is it really you? Ha ha ha. Aunt, it's cousin. He's cousin Ling Xiao. After Long Outyen saw Ling Xiao, his eyes suddenly revealed an incomparable look of surprise, and he hurriedly shouted. Long Hanyan's entire body trembled, and her eyes revealed an unbelievable look of surprise. She suddenly looked at Ling Xiao. It was a young man in snow-white clothes. His figure was tall and straight, and his black hair fluttered in the wind. His face was delicate and pretty, and his eyes were bright and wise. His entire body exuded a divine aura. This was the son that she yearned for day and night. He was Ling Xiao. Long Hanyan's entire body trembled, and her heart was surging with emotions. She was unable to control herself as she stared blankly at Ling Xiao. Suddenly, 2 streams of tears fell down. Long Outyen, come over quickly. Ling Xiao didn't dare to look into Long Hanyan's eyes. Seeing Long Hanyan's current appearance, Ling Xiao's heart was also shaken. But at this moment, facing a great enemy, he forcefully suppressed the waves in his heart and said calmly. Okay, cousin. Long Outyen pulled Long Hanyan, and under the protection of the 2 elders in black and white robes, they vigilantly came behind Ling Xiao. The 4 elders of the 9-headed snake clan and those monarch realm experts all looked at each other in dismay. They didn't dare to make the slightest move. Xiang Jie was in Ling Xiao's hands, and they were simply afraid that Ling Xiao would really kill Xiang Jie. Boy, let go of our young master. Otherwise, even if you escape to the ends of the earth, you will definitely die. The 4 elders of the 9-headed snake clan berated with cold eyes. Threatening me? I'm not scared. After I confirm that we're safe, I will naturally let him go. Ling Xiao smiled faintly, and looked calm and indifferent. Xiang Jie, right? Now, slowly put away the 1,000 revolution formation. Remember, don't play any tricks, or I will directly kill you. Ling Xiao smiled and said in Xiang Jie's ear. In the center of his palm, a black light pervaded. The great soul destruction technique and the soul destruction needle instantly appeared in Xiang Jie's sea of consciousness, and locked onto Xiang Jie's soul. As long as Xiang Jie made the slightest move, he would immediately kill him. Okay. I'll take it. Xiang Jie's face was very ugly, but he knew that he had no other choice. Even if he wanted to cut Ling Xiao into pieces, he could only obediently listen to him. Buzz! The 1,000 revolution formation flashed, and turned into an ancient scroll, and fell into Xiang Jie's hand. The surrounding scene of the Eye of the Sea was restored. Long Outyen, take them and leave here first. I'll go find you later. Ling Xiao heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, Xiang Jie was afraid of death. Otherwise, he really didn't know how to deal with the situation in front of him. 4 half-step supreme beings, and all of them had passed the 4 symbols tribulation. Even Ling Xiao couldn't guarantee that he could take them down. Cousin, if we leave, what will you do? No, if we leave together. Long Outyen looked at Ling Xiao and said stubbornly. That's right. Xiao, young hero, if we leave together. I won't leave you here alone. Long Hanyan also suddenly raised her head, and stared at Ling Xiao with a burning gaze. She took a deep breath and said. Mother, I'm not a young hero. I still like to hear you call me Xiao, Don't worry, you guys leave quickly. This group of chickens and pottery dogs can't do anything to me. Ling Xiao looked at Long Hanyan, and a bright smile suddenly appeared on his face. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes. Chapter 671. Mother. Hearing Ling Xiao's words, Long Hanyan's heart skipped a beat. She raised her head abruptly, her eyes filled with surprise and joy. Her eyes turned red in an instant. You. What did you call me? Long Hanyan's body trembled. She was so emotional that she could not control herself. 2 streams of tears flowed uncontrollably. Mother, I'm your Xiao, Listen to me. You and Outyen leave this place first. I have a way to escape. Ling Xiao took a deep breath and looked at Long Hanyan seriously. His eyes were full of smiles. At this moment, he finally dared to look straight into his heart. The black-robed and white-robed elders of the dragon clan looked as if they had seen a ghost. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Long Outyen was just talking about Ling Xiao, and Ling Xiao appeared in the end? The eldest princess actually gave birth to such a demonic son. No one is allowed to leave. If you don't let go of our young master, you will all die. The elders of the nine-headed snake clan said coldly. Their eyes were filled with cold murderous intent. The four elders emitted a monstrous murderous aura, locking Ling Xiao and the rest in place. If you want to die, come at me. Don't worry, as long as they leave safely, I'll let Xiang Jie go. Ling Xiao smiled coldly, his eyes filled with sharpness. He knew that the nine-headed snake clan did not dare to gamble with Xiang Jie's life. Capturing Xiang Jie was like grabbing their Achilles heel. As expected, the four elders' faces were filled with incomparable struggle. Their auras began to weaken. Aunt, let's go quickly. Cousin is very powerful. Even the sky-burning demon emperor is no match for him. These few old things will definitely not be able to stop him. We'll return to the Crystal Palace immediately to get reinforcements. If we're late, it'll be too late. Long Outyen whispered to Long Hanyen through telepathy. He was full of admiration and confidence for Ling Xiao. No matter what Ling Xiao said, he believed in Ling Xiao. Alright, let's go. Long Hanyen's face was filled with struggle. She looked at Ling Xiao reluctantly, but her heart was also filled with pride. She knew that staying here would only be a burden to Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao could only escape with peace of mind if they left safely. Xiao, I'll be waiting for you at the Crystal Palace. Please be safe. Otherwise, even if I have to search the entire world, I will exterminate the Hydra clan. Long Hanyen suddenly glanced at Ling Xiao, her eyes filled with reluctance. However, the ice-cold killing intent in her voice made Xiang Jie and the Hydra clan's members feel a chill down their spines. Xiang Jie really wanted to cry but had no tears. Who would have thought that Ling Xiao, who had defeated the sky-burning demon emperor in the legends, was actually Long Hanyen's son? This was simply too unbelievable. Don't worry, mother, I will go to the Crystal Palace to find you soon. Ling Xiao smiled and gave them a reassuring look. Good. Let's go. Xiao, be careful. Long Hanyen also knew that the longer they delayed, the more likely it was that the Hydra clan's reinforcements would arrive. Now was the time to race against time. They had to quickly return to the Crystal Palace to ask for reinforcements. She took a deep look at Ling Xiao, then turned around and quickly left the East Sea with Long Outyen and the two elders in black and white robes. Seeing Long Hanyen and Long Outyen leave, the evil Hydra clan's members did not dare to stop them. Their faces were ashen and they could only let them leave. Kid, they have left. Can you let go of our young master now? The great elder of the Hydra clan could not help but ask, his eyes blazing with murderous intent. Ling Xiao had no doubt that if he let Xiang Jie go now, the four of them would pounce on him and tear him to pieces. Don't worry, wait a little longer. They are not safe yet. Ling Xiao said with a smile. Although the powerhouses of the Hydra clan were furious and wanted to skin Ling Xiao alive, there was nothing they could do. Outside the East Sea, Long Hanyen, Long Outyen, and the two elders in black and white robes escaped. Aunt, are we returning to the Crystal Palace now? Long Outyen asked. It's too late to return to the Crystal Palace now. Outyen, blow the true dragon horn immediately and communicate with your father with the power of bloodline. Ask him to come here personally. Tell him that if he doesn't come, he will no longer be my brother. Long Hanyen said quickly, her eyes filled with coldness. True dragon horn. Yes, we can contact the old man directly. I forgot. Long Outyen's eyes lit up. He quickly took out a golden dragon horn from his storage treasure. This was a treasure that the Dragon King of the East Sea had refined for him. It could be connected through bloodline. No matter how far away they were, as long as he blew the true dragon horn, he would be able to contact the Dragon King of the East Sea immediately. Buzz! A loud, boundless, and ancient sound rang, as if it had pierced through the void. It had a unique fluctuation of dragon power, mysterious and unpredictable. Long Outyen's eyes were focused. A drop of golden blood spread out from his finger, forming a golden rune in the void. In an instant, it shone brightly. It was as if an ancient door had been opened. A golden mirror appeared in front of Long Outyen. A middle-aged man in a 5-clawed golden dragon robe with a flat crown on his head. He had a heroic figure, as if he could support the heavens and the earth. His eyes were deep and majestic. He slowly looked at Long Outyen with a domineering aura that looked down on the world. He was the master of the East Sea Crystal Palace, the current Dragon King of the East Sea, Long Lai. Outyen, what's the matter? Long Lai said flatly. Old man, come and save me. If you don't come, I'm going to be killed. I don't know what those bastards from the 9-headed snake clan did. They broke the Xianming Demon Slayer Grand Array and want to kill me and my aunt. We're at the eye of the East Sea. Come quickly. When Long Outyen saw Long Lai, his eyes immediately revealed an incomparably pleasantly surprised expression as he hurriedly shouted. 9-headed snake clan. You're courting death. Long Lai's eyes turned cold. It was as if a storm of killing intent was about to erupt. Even across the endless void, Long Outyen felt a chill run down his spine. Why did you escape on your own? See how I'll deal with you when I get back. That's not right. Didn't you guys escape from the eye of the East Sea? Quickly return to the Crystal Palace. I'll be right back. Long Lai glared at Long Outyen. Suddenly, he saw the scene behind Long Outyen and asked in surprise. It's my cousin. My cousin took Xiang Jie hostage to save us. Come quickly. If you don't come, my cousin will be killed by Xiang Jie. Long Outyen quickly shouted. Cousin? What cousin? Long Lai frowned slightly. Long Hanyan couldn't hold it in any longer. She rushed up and shouted at Long Lai, what kind of man are you? Outyen's cousin is my son, Ling Xiao. Hurry up and get over here. If Ling Xiao loses a single hair, I'll flip your Crystal Palace over. We're not leaving. If you don't come, we'll just let the 9-headed snake clan take us away. Chapter 672. Long Outyen was dumbfounded. His aunt, who was usually gentle and elegant, actually had such a fierce side to her. She actually pointed at the old man's face and scolded him. However, why did it feel so good to scold him? Long Outyen himself could not help but want to give it a try. Nonsense. Hurry back to the Crystal Palace. Leave Ling Xiao to me. Long Lai's face darkened as he scolded Long Hanyan and Long Outyen. Buzz. Before Long Hanyan and Long Outyen could say anything, the light mirror in front of them disappeared. Aunt, are we returning to the Crystal Palace? The old man should be coming, right? Long Outyen asked. We're not going back. Let's go and find a place to hide first. If we return to the Crystal Palace like this, Long Lai, that bastard, might not come to save Ling Xiao. Believe me, there's nothing he can't do. Long Hanyan snorted coldly. She was filled with endless resentment towards her brother, Long Lai. Long Outyen nodded and followed Long Hanyan towards the eye of the sea. They would find a place to hide first and wait for Long Lai's arrival. The two elders in black and white robes looked at each other and laughed bitterly. In the entire Crystal Palace, only Long Hanyan and Long Outyen dared to speak to the Dragon King like this. Naturally, they hurriedly followed. Before the Dragon King arrived, they had to protect this great aunt and the little ancestor. Buzz. Just as Long Outyen blew the real dragon horn, one of the elders of the 9-headed Hydra clan changed his expression. His eyes were filled with cold murderous intent. Damn it, Long Outyen blew the real dragon horn. He had secretly left a trace of primordial spirit on Long Outyen's body. When Long Outyen blew the real dragon horn, he instantly felt it. "Kid, let go of the young master. Otherwise, we'll kill you even if we have to risk our lives." The four elders closed in together. Their faces were cold and their eyes were filled with murderous intent. "Ling Shao, be obedient and let me go. My father is rushing over. When he arrives, it'll be your death," Xiang Jia said with a cold laugh. "Ha ha ha. Since you want him so much, I'll return him to you." Ling Shao glanced at the four great elders and suddenly burst into laughter. Divine light gushed out of his palms as he instantly stimulated the power of the Great Soul Destruction Technique and the Soul Destruction Needle. He fiercely bombarded Xiang Jia's sea of consciousness and at the same time, kicked Xiang Jia towards the four great elders. "Ah!" Xiang Jia let out an incomparably miserable cry. Blood spurted out of his mouth as he was instantly sent flying. "Kill him!" The four great elders couldn't hold it in any longer. Murderous intent erupted from their bodies. Their eyes were extremely cold as they charged towards Ling Shao. Xiang Jia was caught by the experts of the Hydra clan. They could see that Xiang Jia's face was deathly pale, and his aura was extremely weak. More than half of his primordial spirit had already been destroyed. Ling Zhao's great soul-destroying technique and soul-destroying needle had destroyed more than half of Xiang Jia's primordial spirit. That kick had also shattered all of Xiang Jia's meridians. It could be said that even the gods would not be able to save him from such serious injuries. Even if he did not die, he would become an idiot. Rumble. The four great elders of the Hydra clan exuded an extremely terrifying aura. They were all super experts who had passed the tribulation of four symbols. Their bodies were Zhou Tian, and their eyes were filled with murderous intent. They could not wait to tear Ling Shao into pieces. "You old fogies want to kill me with just you. Today, all of you will die." Ling Shao smiled coldly, and his eyes revealed a monstrous sharpness. Buzz! The sky-devouring sword buzzed and trembled, emitting millions of blazing rays of light. Sword chi filled the air, and its sharpness was unparalleled. The surrounding seawater began to tremble violently. "If you want to kill me, then come." Ling Zhao's sword slashed down, and the black waves exploded. Drops of seawater and sharp sword light condensed, instantly turning into millions of rays of sword chi. They suddenly fell towards the experts of the Hydra clan, containing a power that could destroy everything. Rumble. Black light arose around the four great elders as they slapped their palms down, and they instantly shattered more than half of the countless rays of sword chi. However, the Monarch Realm experts weren't so lucky. How terrifying was Ling Zhao's strength when he utilized the sky-devouring sword. In practically an instant, over a dozen Emperor Realm experts had their bodies pierced by the sword light, and they were blasted into a mist of blood. Even their soul cores weren't able to escape. Ha ha ha! Ling Shao roared with laughter, and then he transformed into a ray of golden light that shot into the sky and flew towards the eye of the Eastern Ocean. "Where do you think you're going?" The four great elders' gazes were piercingly cold while flames of rage surged into the sky. All of them flashed up and chased after Ling Shao. The battle at the bottom of the ocean affected Ling Shao slightly, but the Hydra clan would be able to obtain a boost in strength. So, Ling Shao left the depths of the eye of the ocean and arrived in the sky above the boundless ocean. Even though the four great elders of the Hydra clan had overcome the tribulation of four symbols, they were far inferior when compared to the heaven-scorched demon emperor. Moreover, they'd passed their prime, and their vital blood had declined slightly. Ling Shao had the sky-devouring sword in his hand, so he wasn't afraid of the four great elders at all. Instead, he was filled with pride. He could even defeat the heaven-scorched demon emperor with his bare hands. Now that he had the sky-devouring sword in his hand, who in the world could withstand a single strike from him? Kill him! The four great elders looked at each other and pounced on Ling Shao at the same time. Rumble. The four great elders' figures were like phantoms as they traversed the sky at an extremely fast speed. Their palms were gushing with black divine light as they slammed towards Ling Xiao. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes were cold as the sky-devouring sword in his hand shook violently. He immediately shot up into the sky and performed a secret teleportation technique. The sky was filled with Ling Xiao's figure. The sky-devouring sword split into billions of sword light, and unparalleled as it slashed towards the four great elders. Boom! The black palm print was shattered by the sword light, and the terrifying Supreme Being's divine might swept out. It was pushed to the extreme by Ling Xiao, and the four elders' faces changed as they were forced to retreat. The sky-devouring sword was too sharp, and Ling Xiao, who had the sky-devouring sword, was a few times more powerful than when he did not have the sky-devouring sword. Moreover, the sky-devouring sword was refined by Ling Xiao, and he was able to command it as he wished. He could use it freely, and it was able to unleash the most powerful force. The four great elders had initially underestimated Ling Xiao, but they immediately realized how terrifying Ling Xiao was after the exchange of blows. It was no wonder that he was a peerless genius who could defeat the sky-burning demon emperor. This lad is too sick. Reveal your true form and form the heavenly demon god battle formation. Even if we can't kill him, we must trap him to death. One of the great elders instantly roared. Roar! 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 Instantly, four terrifying roars that shook the heavens and the earth were heard. It was as if they were roaring at the heavens, and they contained a force that could destroy the heavens and the earth. The four great elders' bodies flashed with light, and they instantly turned into four strange nine-headed snakes. Their bodies were completely black, and they were at least 1,000 feet long. Their bodies were a few hundred feet thick, and they were like four huge mountains, exuding a ferocious and ominous aura. Chapter 673. Aunt, that's my cousin. Long Outyen, who was hiding not far away from the East Sea, was originally observing the situation in the East Sea. When he saw Ling Xiao fly out of the East Sea and stand in the air, he immediately revealed a look of incomparable surprise. The four of them are all half-step supremes and have passed the four symbols tribulation. Will Xiao be in danger? There was a trace of worry in Long Hanyan's eyes. Long Outyen smiled and said, Aunt, don't worry. Even the sky-burning demon emperor is no match for my cousin. These four old men are weak and their blood is not pure. How can they be my cousin's match? You're panicking out of concern. Yes. Princess Royal, the sword in Ling Xiao's hand should be a supreme weapon. With the protection of the supreme weapon and Ling Xiao's incredible combat strength, he should be safe. On the other hand, the four old men seem to be afraid of Ling Xiao. They have formed the celestial demon god battle formation. The white-robed elder smiled. By the way, while Ling Xiao is fighting with those four old fellows, why don't we go to the Eye of the East Sea and capture Xiang Jia and the rest of the Hydra clan? At that time, the Hydra clan won't dare to attack us. The black-robed elder's eyes lit up. That's a great idea. Two elders, I'll have to trouble you to make a trip there and capture all those Hydra clan members. Long Hanyan's eyes lit up and she nodded. Okay. We'll go now. The black-robed and white-robed elders looked at each other and smiled. They instantly hid their auras and flew carefully toward the East Sea. Rumble. Four gigantic nine-headed snakes surrounded Ling Xiao with monstrous waves. Demonic chi surged around their bodies, emitting a foul stench that assailed the nostrils. Four black waves soared into the sky like pillars. They formed a bright curtain of light. Mysterious runes filled the air, and an ancient aura filled the air. Roar! A loud roar was heard. The 36 heads of the four nine-headed giant snakes opened their mouths at the same time and spat out a black divine light toward Ling Xiao. The black divine light intertwined and contained a destructive power. It sealed Ling Xiao up, down, left, and the void in all directions, trying to annihilate him. Break! Ling Xiao's eyes flashed, and his entire body glowed. The heaven-devouring sword rose into the air and hovered beside him, spinning around him at high speed. When the 36 beams of divine light intertwined, Ling Xiao's body instantly erupted with a boundless sword light, shattering all the black divine light. Boom! Above the void, an ancient light sword swept across the world, emitting a power that could devour the heavens and the earth. Suddenly, it slashed towards the 4 nine-headed giant snakes. Rumble! Waves surged into the sky and the sea boiled. The terrifying sword light slashed onto the 9-headed giant snake's body, emitting the sound of metal clashing as sparks flew in all directions. That terrifying sharpness pierced through everything, causing the giant 9-headed snake to howl in pain. A terrifying and vast aura pressed down on Ling Xiao, as if it was going to crush Ling Xiao. Roar! The 4 nine-headed giant snakes roared into the sky at the same time, spitting out a mouthful of essence blood. Suddenly, the sky changed color, and the sun and the moon dimmed. A black divine light pierced through the clouds and fell from the 9th heaven, faintly forming a black figure with a monstrous aura. It was also a 9-headed snake. Its body was pitch black, and its 18 eyes were emitting blood-red light. It had a ferocious, ancient, and violent aura. Using the Tiangang demon god battle formation to condense the real body of Xianglu. These old guys are willing to sacrifice their essence blood. They are crazy. Long Out Yen's eyes revealed a trace of seriousness. Xianglu was an ancient fierce beast, a peerless expert comparable to a deity. Even if it was only a trace of the real body of Xianglu, it was still extremely terrifying. The 4 elders had gone completely mad. They wanted to use the real body of Xianglu to kill Ling Xiao. The real body of Xianglu? It's a pity that your bloodline is impure. What you condense is just something that is neither human nor ghost. Ling Xiao looked at the 9-headed snake above his head with a trace of disdain in his eyes. Rumble. The 9-headed snake, which was the real body of Xianglu, seemed to be infuriated by Ling Xiao. It instantly roared, and 18 rays of blood-red divine light shot out from its 18 eyes. Then, a sky full of demonic qi rushed toward Ling Xiao, drowning him in an instant. The ferocious aura made Long Out Yen and Long Han Yen, who were far away, change their expressions. Clang! At this moment, a bright light shone, as if it had torn the sky full of demonic qi apart. It was a ray of sword light. It was dazzling and filled with boundless divine light. It was as if it had enveloped the entire sky. No one could describe the brilliance of the sword, and no one could describe the style of the sword. The sword came across the sky like a ray of light that broke the chaos. The real body of Xianglu was instantly cut in half from the middle. The sky full of demonic qi and blood-red light was instantly devoured. Puff! The eyes of the 4 giant 9-headed snakes were filled with disbelief. They spat out mouthfuls of blood and their auras became extremely weak. If they had not tried their best to hold on, the heavenly dipper demon god and the war god would have been broken in an instant. In the void, the clouds dispersed, and the sky was clear. Only Ling Xiao was left standing in the void. His robe was whiter than snow, and he held the ancient sword of devouring heaven in his hand. He locked on to the 4 nine-headed giant snakes below. Slash! Ling Xiao's eyes were extremely sharp. In an instant, he moved across the sky and slashed the 9-headed giant snake with his sword. Puff! A giant head was instantly chopped off, but with a flash of light, a new head grew out. I would like to see how many heads you have for me to slash. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed coldly. He held the ancient sword of devouring heaven in his hand, and the so-called heavenly dipper demon god battle formation was simply a joke in front of him. Puff! 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 The heads of the 4 nine-headed giant snakes were all chopped off by Ling Xiao in an instant. Although they all grew back with a flash of light, their auras were obviously weakened, and their life source was also greatly depleted. Oh no, this kid is too terrifying. Let's go. The 4 elders of the 9-headed snake clan no longer had a trace of fighting spirit at this moment. Everyone's eyes were filled with terror. You want to leave? You'd better leave your lives behind. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed with murderous intent as he chased after the four elders with his sword. Swoosh! In the eye of the East Sea, the two elders in black and white robes flew out and grabbed Xiang Jie. As for the other experts of the nine-headed snake clan, they were all slaughtered by them. They were speechless that Xiang Jie's primordial spirit had been destroyed by Ling Zhao. Although he was not dead, he had become a good-for-nothing and a fool. He only knew how to laugh foolishly and was delirious. When they saw the four elders of the nine-headed snake clan trying to escape, they sneered and immediately intercepted them. Old things, where do you think you're going? Rumble. A powerful dragon's aura filled the air. The black-robed and white-robed elders' auras were monstrous. Their eyes were cold as they blocked the four elders. Chapter 674. Let's fight it out with them. Kill. The four elders' eyes were filled with ferocity as they fought with their lives on the line. Rumble. Their bodies were surrounded by black demonic light as their blood chi soared into the sky. They were burning their blood essence. The aura of the four great elders instantly soared, surpassing their peak. They charged towards the black-robed and white-robed great elder. They knew that they were no match for Ling Zhao, so they had to kill the two elders even if they had to. Stop them. The black-robed elder's expression changed as a cold glint flashed in his eyes. Roar. The black-robed elder turned into a black dragon that was thousands of feet long. The white-robed elder also turned into a white dragon that was thousands of feet long. His body was wrapped in a towering aura as he tried to stop the four elders. Bang! After a violent collision, the black and white dragons trembled as they spat out blood. Many of their dragon scales were broken as they were sent flying thousands of feet away, crashing into the sea in the distance. You're courting death. Ling Zhao's eyes were filled with murderous intent as the sky-devouring sword emitted an unparalleled sharpness. Endless chaotic aura lingered around the sword as if the 6 paths of reincarnation had appeared around it. The sword slashed down towards the four elders. Kacha! The golden lightning was dazzling as the unparalleled sword radiance drowned the four elders. Divine light trembled as if the sky had exploded. The endless East Sea seemed to have been split into two by Ling Zhao's sword as a huge vacuum appeared. Puff! Puff! The four elders of the nine-headed snake clan spat out blood as they fell into the sea like rags. They were already out of breath and had no strength to fight back. Seeing Ling Zhao descend, the four elders' eyes revealed a trace of despair. How dare you? Kid, if you dare to harm the four of them, I'll tear you into pieces. A thunderous roar suddenly exploded in the sea. Huge waves surged in all directions as they swept towards the sky. It's the second clan leader. Save us, second clan leader. The four elders had already felt that they were about to die. At this moment, when they heard this voice, their eyes instantly revealed a look of incomparable joy. They all shouted one after another. Threatening me? Unfortunately, I don't like being threatened. Ling Zhao looked at the void in the distance with a cold look in his eyes. He could sense that the owner of the voice had yet to arrive. He had only used a secret technique to prevent him from killing. Unfortunately, how could Ling Zhao be frightened by him? Rumble. The sky-devouring sword was incomparably sharp as it slashed down with a monstrous sword chi. The four elders' eyes were filled with disbelief as they instantly exploded into a bloody mist in the void. The heaven-devouring sword sucked the four nascent divinities into Ling Zhao, where they were suppressed in King Heaven Devourer. Crack! The sky seemed to have cracked open, and a tall, majestic old man in a black robe stepped out. His body was enveloped in endless black divine light, and a terrifying divine might spread out. In an instant, the void trembled, and the surrounding seas boiled as if they were welcoming their king. Supreme Martial Artist. This was the arrival of a true supreme being. How dare you disobey my orders, boy? Don't tell me you really don't fear death. A thunderous voice boomed out, bringing with it an ancient, indifferent, and cold aura. In an instant, a killing intent locked onto Ling Xiao. I can't believe Paragon Xiang is here. Long Han Yen said, her face draining of blood. Second clan leader of the Hydra clan. Paragon Xiang. That old bastard really has no sense of shame. I can't believe he dares to bully my cousin. That said, the old man should be here soon. You have to hold on, cousin. Long Outyen's big eyes widened, his eyes filled with incomparable worry. Your orders? Who the hell do you think you are? Why should I listen to your orders? Ling Xiao chuckled as he looked up at Paragon Xiang, his expression calm and without the slightest hint of fear. In fact, his eyes burned with the desire to do battle. According to Ling Xiao's guess, the sky-scorching demon emperor was a pure-blooded divine beast, Fire Qilin. With the cultivation of the tribulation of 4 symbols, his actual combat strength was not much weaker than a paragon's. Therefore, Ling Xiao wanted to fight Paragon Xiang to see the limits of his current combat strength. Even if he couldn't defeat Paragon Xiang, he was confident he could escape from him. Ha ha ha. What an arrogant boy. It's been many years since anyone dared to speak to me like that. That's because I've already eaten all those who dared to speak to me like that. Paragon Xiang laughed arrogantly as his black hair danced in the wind. His eyes were cold and narrow, like those of a venomous snake. Is that so? But I'm afraid today will be an exception. Ling Xiao said with a faint smile. His aura began to condense, and his eyes shone brightly. The sky-devouring sword in his hand exuded waves of excitement, as if it had been aroused by his battle intent. It began to heat up. Boy, you're crazy enough. But you still have to die. Paragon Xiang said indifferently. Suddenly, his eyes flashed. Boom! Demonic chi filled the sky, and the seawater in the sea suddenly soared into the sky. It condensed into a huge palm print in the void, exuding an extremely oppressive aura as it slammed down on Ling Xiao. Good timing. Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of excitement. Without the slightest fear, he went against the current and punched the huge palm print in the void. Crack! Golden light filled the air, and lightning flashed across the sky. Ling Xiao's fist exploded with the unparalleled divine power of the celestial dragon. He was like a golden celestial dragon, roaring in the sky as he charged toward Paragon Xiang. Bang! Golden light exploded, and the endless waves instantly turned into a mist, which then condensed into the most terrifying sword chi, shooting in all directions. The sea churned, and countless fishes and prawns exploded into a bloody mist, dyeing the sea red. Ling Xiao's body shook, as if he had collided with an ancient divine mountain. He was abruptly slammed into the sea by the palm print, stirring up huge waves. Xiao, Long Hanyan's eyes revealed a trace of anxiety, and she wanted to rush out regardless of everything. Auntie, don't be agitated. Cousin will be fine. If we go out now, we'll only distract him. Long Outyen hurriedly grabbed Long Han Yen, stopping her from acting rashly. Whoosh! Sure enough, as soon as Long Outyen's voice fell, a golden divine light shot into the sky, and Ling Xiao rushed out of the sea. Ha ha ha! Awesome! Come again if you have the ability. Chapter 675. However, Ling Xiao had only felt that the other sovereigns were unfathomable. This time, he could finally feel that Prime Xiang was very strong, but there was a limit to how much stronger he was. He'd already seen that limit, and it wouldn't be long before he could surpass it and complete the magnificent feat of killing a sovereign. Therefore, he needed an even more intense battle. He needed to force out his potential and gain enlightenment on the brink of death. Kid, you're courting death. Surprise flashed through Prime Xiang's eyes. He hadn't expected his palm to fail to injure Ling Xiao at all. Rumble. Lightning blazed between heaven and earth as a terrifying and oppressive aura spread out. Divine might filled the air around Prime Xiang as laws intertwined. Boundless power radiated from his body. He used his palm as a blade, radiating unparalleled blade light and containing a trace of the terrifying laws of destruction. He slashed it down at Ling Xiao's head. "For symbols strike the heavens. Kill him." Ling Xiao sensed that Prime Xiang was beginning to unleash his true strength. His eyes flashed sharply as he charged forward with Devourer in hand. Rumble. For resplendent beams of divine light shot into the sky like 4 heavenly pillars. The 4 divine forces of earth, water, wind, and fire intertwined in a chaotic and tyrannical manner. Finally, they merged into Devourer and met Prime Xiang's attack head-on. This sword was invincible and without regret. Resplendent man, resplendent sword, and invincible conviction. Clang! Sparks flew everywhere as Ling Xiao and Devourer were sent flying several hundred meters back by the palm strike. Prime Xiang turned his palm blade into a finger. Like a shooting star, it pierced through the boundless void and pointed at Ling Xiao's forehead. Rumble. Devourer crossed the sky and blocked the attack. When the finger touched the blade, dazzling sword light burst forth. It buzzed and trembled as countless ancient runes exploded. Rumble. Prime Xiang's attacks grew faster and faster, and Ling Xiao seemed to be at a disadvantage. He blocked left and right, and was surrounded by danger. Long Hanyan's face was pale, and Long Outyan's face was filled with worry. Both of them were on edge. But at the same time, they were filled with pride. As the saying goes, everyone below the Supreme Being is an ant. Even a half-step Supreme Being who had survived the tribulation of the 4 symbols could be easily killed by a Supreme Being. However, Ling Xiao was only at the 9th rank of the Monarch realm right now, yet he was able to fight Exalt Xiang for so long. So, if Ling Xiao were to break through into the quasi-Exalt realm in the future, then who could say that he wouldn't be able to go against the flow and kill Exalts? This kid's talent is too heaven-defying. He'll definitely become a huge threat. We must kill him today. A cold light flashed through Prime Xiang's eyes. How could he not feel the terror of Ling Xiao's battle prowess? This kind of heaven-defying power made his heart tremble slightly. 1000 Revolution Array, open. Suddenly, a cold glint flashed in Xiang Jie's eyes. He pointed with his finger and the 1000 Revolution formation on Xiang Jie's body instantly spread out. It turned into a monstrous formation that enveloped the entire region. Not good. Supreme Xiang wants to kill cousin. Why isn't the old man here yet? Long Outyan's eyes revealed an incomparably anxious look. The 1000 Revolution Array diagram was a supreme weapon. In the hands of Supreme Xiang, it had erupted with an incomparably terrifying power. Compared to when Xiang Jie had used it, it was more than 10 times stronger. Kid, I admit that your talent isn't bad, but what's the point of a genius who hasn't matured yet? Supreme Xiang spoke with murderous intent, and a trace of icy cold killing intent flashed through his eyes. Rumble. Suddenly, the 1000 Revolution Array emitted dazzling rays of light. It seemed as if countless divine chains of order were sweeping across the space of this array formation. These divine chains contained an incomparably formidable power of principle. They wanted to bind Ling Xiao. Meanwhile, a black divine saber appeared in Supreme Xiang's palm. It was deep, cold, and filled with boundless killing intent as it slashed down towards Ling Xiao. You want to kill me? I'm afraid you don't have the right. A trace of madness appeared in Ling Xiao's eyes as an extremely terrifying aura erupted from his body. Rumble. It was as if the heavens had shattered, and endless chaos filled the air. A powerful and mysterious figure appeared behind Ling Xiao. He was dressed in white and had white hair. He stood on a river of stars, and there were 3000 worlds revolving behind him. He looked like a supreme emperor who had suppressed the ages. This was Ling Xiao's celestial emperor Dharma idol. When combined with his Dharma idol, the power that erupted was Ling Xiao's strongest attack at the moment. Wang! The heaven-devouring sword trembled uncontrollably as it slowly rose. A terrifying sword intent rose from Ling Xiao's body. When the heaven-devouring sword was raised, the sword intent on his body rose to the extreme. At the same time, the celestial Emperor Dharma idol seemed to have merged with the heaven-devouring sword. Crack! Ling Zhao's sword fell, and the heavens collapsed and the earth cracked. It was as if the endless East Sea had turned into a mulberry field and completely dried up. The divine chains of order that were shooting towards Ling Zhao exploded with crackling sounds, then collided with Supreme Xiang's black divine saber. Rumble! Terrifying divine light surged, and chaos filled the air. Ling Zhao maintained his sword stance and blocked Supreme Xiang's saber without retreating in the slightest. Everyone was stunned. Long Out Yen, Long Han Yen, the black-robed elder, the white-robed elder, and even Supreme Xiang were stunned. Never in their wildest dreams could they have imagined that Paragon Xiang would be able to withstand the power of the Thousand Revolution formation and the Paragon saber. Ling Zhao's body trembled slightly, and a trace of blood seeped out of the corner of his mouth. His face was a little pale. That strike had drained almost all of his strength, and he'd lost all feeling in his arm. The power of a supreme was close to that of a god. It was indeed beyond the reach of a human. Ling Zhao sighed inwardly. Die! Supreme Xiang's killing intent burned even brighter. He was about to raise the supreme saber in his hand and bring it down on Ling Zhao again. Hydra, how dare you hurt my nephew? A dignified, ancient, and domineering voice suddenly exploded in the void. In the sky, a dazzling golden light shone as a giant dragon claw descended from the sky. It contained a monstrous dragon's might and domineering aura. It instantly broke through the Thousand Revolution array and ruthlessly slammed into Supremacy Xiang's body. Boom! Supreme Xiang spat out a mouthful of blood as the golden dragon claw slammed into his chest. He was blasted several thousand feet away and crashed into the ocean. The waves were 10,000 zhang tall, surging and vast. A handsome middle-aged man wearing a 5-clawed golden dragon robe and a flat imperial crown stepped out of the void. His eyes were dignified and mysterious, and his entire body exuded an invincible aura that swept across the world. The master of the East Sea Crystal Palace, Dragon King Long Lai, had arrived. Chapter 676. Long Lai. Supremacy Xiang's figure flashed as he charged out of the ocean. He stood in the air and looked at Long Lai with shock and fear in his eyes. Although the war between the Dragon Clan and the Hydra Clan was intense, it was mostly between experts below the Supremacy Realm. Supremacy Realm experts were more restrained. On the War God continent, if even Supremacy Realm experts participated in a war, it would be an irreconcilable grudge. Supremacy Xiang knew that Long Lai was strong, but he'd never imagined that a Supremacy Realm Dharma body would be so terrifying. That's right, the Long Lai in the air was only a Supremacy Realm Dharma body. He wasn't the true master of the East Ocean Crystal Palace. Hydra Clan, how dare you injure my nephew? Are you courting death? Long Lai stood in the air. His eyes were dignified and deep as he glanced at Prime Xiang indifferently. The endless ocean seemed to be boiling as it surged beneath his feet. Huge waves surged as if the entire world was welcoming their king. Humph. Long Lai, this brat killed my son, Xiang Jia, and even killed 4 of my clan's elders. He deserves to die 1,000 times over. So what if he's your nephew? He deserves to die too. Supremacy Xiang glanced at Long Lai with a gloomy gaze. He was extremely domineering and didn't back down at all. Kill your son and the 4 great elders? Well done. As expected of this prince's nephew. If this prince insists on protecting him, what will you do? Long Lai glanced at the corpses of Xiang Jia and the 4 elders with a trace of surprise in his eyes. 4 half-step supremacies who'd survived the tribulation of 4 symbols had died at Ling Zhao's hands. Even Long Lai was shocked. After all, Ling Zhao was only at the 9th level of the monarch realm in Long Lai's eyes. Ling Zhao rolled his eyes speechlessly. This Long Lai kept saying that he was this prince's nephew, which made Ling Zhao's teeth itch. He really wanted to go up and beat him up. After all, he was the one who had imprisoned Long Hanyan for so long. Long Lai, you're too arrogant. Do you really think there's no one left in the nine-headed snake tribe? Supreme Xiang said coldly. Although the Hydra clan was cold-blooded by nature, Sovereign Xiang didn't feel too sad even if Xiang Jia was killed. After all, he had too many sons to count. It was just that Xiang Jia was one of the more outstanding ones. What infuriated Supremacy Xiang the most was that Ling Xiao, an ant-like human, had actually dared to brazenly kill the four elders after he'd threatened him. This was a blatant challenge to his authority. Really? Hydra, it seems that you have become more and more presumptuous in the years that this king has been away. In that case, this king will teach you a lesson today. Rumble. A vast and boundless aura burst forth. Long Lai's eyes flashed sharply as his aura surged to the heavens. He punched towards Prime Xiang. Golden light shone resplendently as his qi and blood surged. At the same time, he gave off a terrifying dragon's roar. Ling Xiao felt a powerful dragon's aura from Long Lai's body. This was the power of a true dragon, a true pure-blooded divine beast. He was unparalleled and possessed an invincible belief. In comparison, although Long Outyen and the Sky-Scorching Demon Emperor were also pure-blooded divine beasts, they couldn't unleash the power of their divine beast bloodline unless they reached the Supremacy Realm. This punch was terrifying beyond compare, and even the void exploded with a rumble. Long Lai, do you think this king is afraid of you? A ferocious look appeared in Prime Xiang's eyes as well. Black divine light emanated from his body as the Thousand Revolution formation hovered above his head. Boundless power of laws gathered in his palm as he struck out with his palm as well. A huge palm print swept across the sky and pressed down. Rumble. As the fist and palm collided, a muffled thunder exploded. A destructive force erupted and swept out in all directions. Above the void, divine light intertwined as turbulence surged. It was dazzling. Even though Long Lai and Sovereign Xiang were high up in the sky and tens of thousands of feet below them, the terrifying ripples still caused the entire region to explode. Huge waves surged into the sky, and countless fish and shrimps were caught in the crossfire, exploding into a bloody mist. Rumble. Long Lai and Supreme Xiang exchanged blows rapidly in the void. Their speed was extremely fast, and every strike was like the sky exploding, causing endless divine light to erupt. Ling Xiao could see that Supreme Xiang was already at a disadvantage. Long Lai only used a pair of golden true dragon fists to suppress Supreme Xiang, who had fully activated the Thousand Revolution formation and unleashed his full combat strength. Even a Supremacy celestial body has such combat strength. It seems like this cheap uncle of mine isn't far from being a titled supremacy, even if he's not yet a titled supremacy. Ling Xiao's eyes flickered. With the power of Long Lai's Supremacy celestial body, he couldn't see what realm Long Lai's true body was at. After all, each step in the Supremacy realm was a whole different level. The gap between them was huge. A titled supremacy could be said to have broken through the peak of the 9th level of the Supremacy realm and reached the legendary peak of the 10th level of the Supremacy realm. They were peerless powerhouses who were close to the gods. There were even legends that said that the peak of the 9th level of the Supremacy realm was the pinnacle of humanity. In ancient times, they could ascend to become gods and become gods. However, the laws of this world were different, as if something had happened. That was why the peak of the 10th level of the Supremacy realm and the terrifying power of titled supremacy existed. Therefore, even if there were gods, titled supremacies could still slaughter them. When Ling Xiao saw Long Lai, he thought of the 3 great wisdom kings of the Wisdom King Temple he had seen in the God Burial Cave. Ksitigarbha Wisdom King, Akalanatha Wisdom King, and Trailokaya Vijaya Wisdom King. Although they seemed to have the combat strength of titled supremacies, Ling Xiao had thought that they were titled supremacies, but now it seemed that they were still a little lacking. Rumble. The battle in the void was extremely intense, but Long Lai moved slowly through the void. When he punched out, heaven and earth rumbled. Supreme Xiang was completely suppressed. It seemed that he would be defeated in an instant. Long Lai, you dare to humiliate my Hydra clan? Do you really think that there's no one left in my clan? Rumble. Heaven and earth trembled, and another cold and powerful voice rang out. The void in the distance rumbled, and the sea surged. A middle-aged man in a black robe walked out. His body emitted an aura that was even stronger than that of Supreme Xiang. Lu Jizuan. Long Lai's eyes flashed sharply as he said indifferently. This middle-aged man in a black robe had a sinister face. His eyes were cold, and his aura was incomparably powerful. He had actually faintly reached a kind of limit, and his cultivation was even higher than that of Supreme Xiang. He was the patriarch of the Hydra clan, Lu Jizuan. The two supremacies of the Hydra clan, Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan, were both here. Big brother, let's kill Long Lai's supremacy celestial body together. Then, before his main body returns, we'll directly destroy the Crystal Palace. Chapter 677. Long Lai, you dare to behave atrociously with a mere sovereign celestial body. Today, leave your celestial body behind for this sovereign. Lu Jizuan's eyes revealed a trace of cold light. Black light surged all over his body as he punched towards Long Lai. Rumble. The surrounding space trembled. The blazing fist was like an ancient divine mountain, containing a dark and ancient aura, covering the sky and covering the sun. Looks like the nine-headed snake clan is getting more and more arrogant. Since that's the case, then there's no need for you to exist. Long Lai's eyes were still indifferent and calm, but his voice emitted endless majesty and domineering aura. Boom! Golden blood energy filled the air around his body. The golden fist was vast and dazzling, like a golden sea, instantly enveloping Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. He actually wanted to rely on his own strength to fight the two sovereigns of the nine-headed snake clan. One must know that this was only Long Lai's sovereign's celestial body. The nine-headed snake clan experts that followed all trembled from head to toe, their eyes filled with shock. If a sovereign celestial body was able to suppress two sovereigns, then didn't that mean that if Long Lai's true body returned to the war god Great World, he would be able to wipe out the nine-headed snake clan with a raise of his hand? Long Hanyan, Long Outyan, as well as the black-robed and white-robed elders all came to Ling Zhao's side. Although the three sovereigns were fighting fiercely above the nine heavens, Long Hanyan only had Ling Zhao in her eyes. Xiao, have you been well all these years? Long Hanyan's voice was somewhat trembling. Her eyes were slightly red and sparkling tears rolled down. Mother, I've been very well. I came late, I should have come earlier to save Mother. Ling Zhao said with a smile. Holding Long Hanyan's hand, a feeling of blood connection surged into his heart. That feeling was very warm and very peaceful. It was something that Ling Zhao had never felt in his previous life. It was as if the softest part of his heart had been touched in an instant. Ling Zhao had originally been running away because he felt that he had taken over Ling Zhao's body. Therefore, his feelings towards Long Hanyan and Ling Zhen were very complicated and he didn't know how to face them. But now, after Ling Zhao saw Long Hanyan, with the help of the reincarnation divine ability that Panga Chu had imparted to him, Ling Zhao discovered that he had not taken over her body, but had been reborn. His memories merged with the memories of the past 15 years. Only then did he realize that he was still him. He had never changed. On the War God continent, although there were powerhouses who wanted to possess ordinary people after reaching the end of their lifespan, their primordial spirit and mortal body were unable to fuse together. There was no way for them to achieve the unity of heaven and man. Their martial cultivation was at most at the Grandmaster realm. On the other hand, Ling Zhao had been cultivating from the meridian opening stage all the way until now, without being affected at all. Ling Zhao originally thought that it was because he had the wordless heavenly book, a heaven-defying treasure. But now it seemed that it was not the case at all. He was Ling Zhao. Long Hanyan and Ling Zhen were his parents in this life. No, it's Mother's fault. If mother hadn't left you and your father 20 years ago, you wouldn't have suffered so much. Long Hanyan's shoulders were trembling and her eyes were filled with tears of joy. Mother, aren't I doing well now? This isn't your fault. If you want to blame someone, blame that cheap uncle of mine. Now that I've found you, I'll find father in the future. When that time comes, our family will be completely reunited. Ling Xiao smiled and hugged Long Hanyan. His eyes were filled with tears and he was also incomparably excited. But his heart was very calm and peaceful. As if a knot in his heart had been untied, Ling Xiao felt that his state of mind had improved by leaps and bounds. Even his realm had become complete. His entire body felt very relaxed, as if he had broken the shackles. Even the true dragon bloodline in his blood began to surge violently. Good. Xiao, mother is so happy to see you. Is your father well? You just said that you found him. Could it be that he has also left the Eight Desolates region? Long Hanyan felt very happy. At this moment, she was incomparably peaceful. Regardless of the great battle outside and the boiling seas, she hugged her son tightly, wanting to give him all the motherly love that he had lacked for the past 20 years. Ling Xiao looked at Long Outyen with some doubts. Long Outyen shook his head silently. It turned out that Long Outyen didn't tell Long Hanyan that Ling Zhen had come to the East Sea because he was afraid that she would be worried. Mother, father came to the God of War continent before me. I haven't found him yet, but I'll definitely find him. Ling Xiao patted Long Hanyan's shoulder and said slowly. It's all that bastard Long Lai's fault. If it weren't for him, our family wouldn't have been separated. But mother can't beat him. When your cultivation increases and you become a supreme being, you must teach him a good lesson. Long Hanyan was full of resentment towards Long Lai. When she mentioned Long Lai, her eyes were full of anger. That's right. Ha ha ha. Cousin, that old man is too hateful. If I can beat him, I'll definitely beat him up to vent my aunt's anger. But I'm still young. This heavy burden will fall on you. Long Outyen was also jumping up and down at the side. His face was full of smiles that deserved a beating. Ling Xiao was speechless. Long Outyen was such a troublemaker. However, Long Lai was indeed asking for a beating. This cheap uncle of his was a little too unreasonable. For some unknown reason, Long Lai insisted on marrying Long Hanyan to the sky-burning demon emperor and pushed his sister into the fire pit. The black-robed elder and the white-robed elder's mouth twitched. This great-aunt and little ancestor actually ordered Long Lai's nephew to beat Long Lai. What was going on? But this was the Dragon King's family matter. They couldn't say much. Oh right, mother, let me introduce you to a few people. Ling Xiao suddenly remembered that Phoenix Maiden and the rest were still in the God of Heaven's stone. He smiled and brought them out of the God of Heaven's stone. The Phoenix Maiden was wearing a black dress. Her skin was snow-white and sparkling like jade. Her figure was extremely hot, and her peerless face carried a very seductive aura. However, her eyes were filled with hidden bitterness as she glared fiercely at Ling Xiao. She wasn't even prepared, and in the end, Ling Xiao brought her out. For some reason, Phoenix Maiden's heart was filled with nervousness and uneasiness. It was as if she was meeting her in-laws. She didn't dare to look into Long Hanyan's eyes. And Luo Luo was wearing a white dress. She was extremely cute like a porcelain doll. She hugged the white and fat big radish and rode on the nine-headed lion. She looked like she was carved out of jade. Her big eyes were clear and pure, pink and chubby. She made people love her at first sight. The big radish was white and fat. It was a little unwilling and struggled in Luoluo's arms. But it seemed to be afraid of something and could only let Luoluo hug it. Chapter 678. Cousin, this sister-in-law seems to be getting more and more beautiful. Not bad, Black Wind bloodline, a super talent that is not inferior to a pure-blooded divine beast. You actually managed to get her back. And why is this little girl so beautiful? It can't be. How long has it been and you already have a daughter? Long Outyan suddenly jumped out and made a strange sound. But his words immediately made Ling Xiao and Phoenix Girl speechless. Long Outyan, you can't say anything good from your filthy mouth. Do you believe that I will beat you up? Ling Xiao glared at him and Long Outyan immediately shrank back in fear. She was originally a sister-in-law, 3 sisters-in-law. I lost one and went to Moon Palace. I didn't expect you to get the one from Flaming Mountain back. Long Outyan muttered softly. What a beautiful girl. She actually has the Black Phoenix bloodline. Once she saw Phoenix Girl, Long Hanyan's eyes lit up. She immediately smiled from ear to ear and grabbed Phoenix Girl's hand. Her eyes were full of enthusiasm. When Ling Xiao saw this scene, he secretly knew that things were bad. He just wanted them to get to know each other. He didn't expect such a situation to occur. Hello, Auntie. My name is Feng Wu. I am the disciple of Flaming Mountain's Fire Phoenix Supreme. Phoenix Girl couldn't resist Long Hanyan's enthusiasm. Her face was red and she was very shy. She looked even more beautiful. Good, good, good. The disciple of Flaming Phoenix Supreme is good. Little Wu, if Xiao dares to bully you in the future, tell me. I will break his legs. Long Hanyan's face was full of smiles. The more she looked at Phoenix Girl, the more she liked her. Phoenix Girl was too beautiful. Her waist was thin, her legs were long, and her butt was big. One look and one could tell that she was a woman who was good at giving birth. She could help the Ling family produce more children. Long Hanyan thought to herself and became more and more delighted. Hello, Auntie. I am Luoluo. Auntie, you are so beautiful. Luoluo blinked her big eyes and said crisply. However, her words immediately made Long Hanyan burst with joy. She hurriedly carried Luoluo and said with a smile, Luoluo is so obedient. She's so cute at such a young age. When she grows up, our Luoluo will definitely be a devastatingly beautiful woman. Ling Xiao transmitted his voice to Long Hanyan in a low voice, telling her about Luoluo's past. Immediately, Long Hanyan's maternal instincts erupted, and she looked at Luoluo with eyes full of tender affection. Luoluo, you can call me mother from now on. Ling Xiao is your brother. With us around, no one will dare to bully you anymore. Mother? Luoluo tilted her head. Her big eyes were filled with desire and excitement. Her voice was trembling. Can I really do it? Luoluo didn't have a mother or a father since she was young. Of course, I'll be your mother from now on. Long Hanyan's eyes reddened as she spoke with absolute certainty. I have a mother, Luoluo has a mother. Mother, I'm so happy. Luoluo shouted excitedly. Suddenly, tears came out of her eyes. She cried and laughed at the same time. Her eyes were filled with happiness. Luoluo, don't cry. Luoluo, be good. Long Hanyan panicked and hurriedly comforted her. Aunt, this little cousin is so beautiful. Why don't you betroth her to me? When I grow up, I'll marry her. Long Outyan appeared out of nowhere and stared at Luoluo. His eyes were shining as he said shamelessly. Get lost. Why are you everywhere? Such a warm scene was instantly destroyed by Long Outyan. Ling Xiao immediately sent him flying with a kick. Everyone laughed and joked while the battle in the sky became more and more intense. Don't worry, this old man is very valiant. Even if it's just a sovereign celestial body, it's not something that these 2 stinking worms can do to. Long Outyan was full of confidence in Long Lai and said without a care. Sure enough, this great battle caused the heavens to fall and the earth to split. The sea boiled. The 1,000 revolution array above Sovereign Xiang's head and a black mountain-splitting axe appeared in Lu Jizuan's hand. It was also a powerful sovereign weapon. But even so, Long Lai only relied on a pair of golden dragon fists to suppress the 2 sovereigns. Ling Xiao stared at Long Lai's figure in the sky with a burning gaze. From Long Lai's true dragon fists, he comprehended more about the profoundness of the heavenly dragon physique and the direction of breaking through the true dragon physique. Roar! A vast dragon roar exploded in the sky, shaking the heavens. Long Lai's entire body was suffused with golden light. It was as if he had transformed into an unparalleled true dragon. The terrifying true dragon fist directly enveloped Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Kacha! As if the sky exploded, endless divine light gushed out. Puff! Puff! Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan both vomited a mouthful of blood as their eyes were filled with disbelief. Although they knew that Long Lai was very strong, they never thought that Long Lai's sovereign celestial body would be able to defeat the two of them. Long Lai, don't be so arrogant. There will naturally be people who will deal with you. At that time, your crystal palace will still be obliterated. Let's go. Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan both said with incomparably ugly expressions. They actually had the intention to retreat as they turned around and left the sea region. There wouldn't be any results even if they continued to fight. They would only be asking for humiliation. Long Lai also didn't chase after them. Although his sovereign celestial body was strong, it was only slightly stronger than Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. There was no way for him to make the two of them stay. Those nine-headed snake clan's experts were also scared witless as they left the place. Soon, the sea region became empty. Only the boiling waves and the smell of blood in the air showed that an intense battle had just happened here. Boom! Long Lai walked over from the void as his majestic and domineering gaze landed on Ling Xiao. A powerful and terrifying dragon aura pressed down on Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he stared intently at Long Lai, revealing a strong will to fight. The blood in his body seemed to be boiling, and a dragon's roar rang out as well, resisting the dragon's might. Rumble! The waves in all directions exploded as the sky trembled. A terrifying aura swept out, causing Phoenix Maiden, Long Out Yen and the rest to turn pale. Long Lai, are you crazy again? If you dare to harm a single strand of Xiao's hair, I won't have you as my brother. Long Han Yen immediately exploded. Her starry eyebrows furrowed as she pointed at Long Lai in the void and roared. Not bad, not bad. You actually possess the bloodline of a true dragon. Although there are shackles and seals, it's not a problem. You are qualified to be this king's nephew. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao indifferently as he revealed a trace of satisfaction and slowly said. Be your nephew? Who are you? I don't know you, so don't randomly claim to be relatives. Ling Xiao sneered. Chapter 679. Impudent. Long Lai's eyes flashed and he shouted coldly. His voice was like a thunderclap. However, Ling Xiao looked calm and indifferent. He was not affected at all. So what if I'm impudent? You suppressed my mother in the eye of the East Sea for 20 years. You didn't care about our sibling relationship at all. You forced my mother to marry the sky-burning demon emperor. You didn't consider my mother's happiness at all. You took my mother out of the Eight Desolates region and caused me to be without a mother for 20 years. Tell me, what right do you have to be my uncle? Ling Xiao smiled coldly and looked at Long Lai. His voice was extremely impassioned. Long Outyen looked at Ling Xiao with admiration. Although he usually called him an old man, when he was in front of Long Lai, he didn't even dare to fart. He did not expect Ling Xiao to point at Long Lai's nose and scold him. He did what he wanted to do but did not dare to do. His admiration for Ling Xiao grew even stronger. Boom! Long Lai's eyes flashed coldly. He stepped down from the void. Every step he took seemed to be stepping on the center of heaven and earth. It was like a heavenly drum that shook the sky. An extremely terrifying pressure shrouded Ling Xiao as if it was forcing him to kneel down. This was the supreme divine power. It suppressed the 4 seas and 8 desolates. It was the pinnacle of humanity that was respected by the world. However, Ling Xiao did not back down at all. He continued to stare at Long Lai with a questioning look in his eyes. Long Lai, what are you trying to do? Xiao is telling the truth. Could it be that you want to kill your own nephew? If that's the case, kill me first. Long Hanyan's expression changed. She struggled to walk to Ling Xiao and shouted at Long Lai. Long Lai suddenly laughed bitterly and shook his head. That powerful pressure instantly dissipated into nothingness. Han Yan, he's indeed your son. His stubbornness is exactly the same as yours. Ling Xiao, whether you believe it or not, there's a reason for all of this. Now it's time to explain everything. Let's go back to the Crystal Palace. I'll tell you everything. At that time, if you still don't want to acknowledge me as your uncle, it's up to you. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao seriously. All right. I'd like to see how you explain it. Ling Xiao nodded and said indifferently. Only then did Long Outyan and Long Hanyan heave a sigh of relief. They were really afraid that Ling Xiao and Long Lai would not back down and fight again. That would be a headache. Let's go. Long Lai smiled faintly and looked at Ling Xiao with more and more satisfaction. He could see that this nephew of his was not ordinary. He was extremely talented and even had the bloodline of a true dragon. He was able to defeat the sky-burning demon emperor before his true dragon bloodline was awakened. How terrifying would he be once his true dragon bloodline was fully awakened? Who was it? Get the hell out here. Long Lai's eyes suddenly flashed with light. He threw out a punch and a golden fist print pierced through the void. Immediately, the world trembled and the void shattered. A figure in black armor with an ancient and mysterious aura flashed out of the void. Clang! That figure also threw out a punch, dissolving Long Lai's punch. He abruptly retreated dozens of steps before revealing his body. It was a middle-aged man in black armor. His entire body was filled with black divine light. His helmet covered his face tightly, revealing only a pair of deep and cold eyes. The aura around him was extremely mysterious. It was impermanent and unfathomable. Green wind circled around him. He was also an honorable martial artist. The Dragon King of the East Sea is indeed extraordinary. I did not expect a mere honorable martial artist's celestial body to be so powerful. The middle-aged man said slowly, his voice was extremely hoarse. Sneaky scoundrel. Who are you? A sharp light flashed in Long Lai's eyes. A powerful aura locked onto the middle-aged man, as if he was going to unleash his full strength at any time. I am the Impermanence Divine General of the War God Temple. Long Lai, I am here today to ask for a person from the Crystal Palace. The middle-aged man said slowly with a hint of arrogance in his eyes. He then searched through the crowd. When his eyes finally landed on Luo Luo, his eyes lit up. Someone from the War God Temple. Long Lai was shocked. The name of the War God Temple seemed to have a magical power, causing his gaze to turn solemn. There were so many martial holy lands on the War God continent, but the most mysterious and powerful one was definitely the War God Temple. Even the Longevity sect, known as the #1 holy land in the world 10,000 years ago, did not dare to say that they could defeat the War God Temple. Long Lai vaguely knew that the War God Temple had the most mysterious War God, the left and right heavenly venerables, the 4 great guardian kings, and the 18 divine generals. However, Long Lai did not expect a mere impermanence divine general to have the cultivation of an honorable martial artist. How terrifying was the War God Temple's strength. When Ling Xiao heard the name of the War God Temple, his eyes also flashed. He did not expect that the War God Temple, which rarely participated in the battles of the War God continent, would actually have someone appear. Although this impermanence divine general looked very mysterious, in Ling Xiao's opinion, he was not much stronger than Honorable Xiang. However, one of the 18 divine generals was already an honorable martial artist. The War God Temple's strength was truly terrifying. When the Impermanence Divine General's gaze landed on Luo Luo, Ling Xiao's heart could not help but sink. He had a bad feeling. Long Lai looked at the Impermanence Divine General indifferently and said, "Someone from the War God Temple? How disrespectful. However, may I know who you are looking for from the Crystal Palace?" Long Lai was also a little confused. He did not know why the Impermanence Divine General had come. "I'm looking for her." The Impermanence Divine General's gaze revealed a hint of passion as he pointed at Luo Luo. "She is the War God of the War God Temple, the person who has been specifically ordered to be brought back. Please make things easy for us, Dragon King." The Impermanence Divine General emphasized the two words War God. "Big brother, he's a bad person. I don't want to go with him." Luo Luo's little face instantly turned pale. Her face was filled with panic and she could not help but hug Ling Xiao tightly. "Be good, Luo Luo. With Big Brother here, no one will be able to take you away." Ling Xiao rubbed Luo Luo's little head, a hint of sharpness in his eyes. "Impermanence Divine General, she is this king's niece. She's just an ordinary little girl. Why do you want to take her away? What does your war god want?" The confusion in Long Lai's heart grew stronger as he slowly asked. "The Dragon King's niece?" The Impermanence Divine General frowned slightly but still said patiently, "Dragon King, it's the war god's order to bring her back. I hope the Dragon King can give me some face. If the Dragon King agrees, the East Sea Crystal Palace will gain the friendship of the War God Temple." Chapter 680. Give you face? Who do you think you are? She's my sister. No one can take her away. Ling Xiao sneered and looked at Immortal General Wu Chang with disdain. "Little bastard, do you want to die?" Immortal General Wu Chang's eyes turned cold when he realized that it was a kid at the Monarch realm who was provoking him. "Immortal General Wu Chang, how dare you? Is my niece someone you can scold as you please?" Long Lai's eyes flashed as he spoke in an overbearing manner. Immortal General Wu Chang's face turned ugly. He stared at Long Lai and said, "Dragon King, are you trying to offend the War God Hall? She's just a little girl. You better think it through. Bastard, who do you think you are? How dare you threaten me? She's my niece. How can you take her away just because you want to? Even the War God Hall can't do such a thing, right? Get out of my sight before I get angry." Long Lai's eyes flashed coldly as he scolded Immortal General Wu Chang. "Good, very good. Dragon King, don't regret it." The Impermanence Ghost General glared at Ling Xiao and Luo Luo fiercely before turning around and disappearing into the void. He knew that he was no match for Long Lai. If he tried to take Luo Luo away, he would only be humiliating himself. So, he left without hesitation. Long Han Yen looked worried and said, "Ling Xiao, the War God Hall wants to take Luo Luo away. What are they trying to do?" "Those bastards from the War God Hall want to take away my future wife. When I grow up, I'll kill my way to the War God Hall and kill all those bastards," Long Outyen said angrily. Long Outyen was also furious. "Ling Xiao, do you know why the War God Hall wants to take Luo Luo away?" Long Lai frowned and asked slowly. "I'm not sure either. Luo Luo is a descendant of the Feng Shui family. Her grandfather is Li Chunfeng. There shouldn't be any grudges between the Feng Shui family and the War God Hall." Ling Xiao shook his head and found it strange. However, he thought about the strange things about Luo Luo and the relationship between the War God Hall and the War God Hall. Could it be? Ling Xiao's eyes lit up. No matter what, he couldn't hand Luo Luo over to the War God Temple. However, since the War God Temple was able to locate Luo Luo's location, they must have some special methods. It seems like I can't let Luo Luo leave the Heavenly God Stone in the future. Ling Xiao believed that the Heavenly Divine Stone formed its own world and contained its own laws. If the War God Temple could still find Luo Luo in the Heavenly Divine Stone, then the War God Temple would be too terrifying. Are you from a feng shui family? This matter is indeed very strange. Long Lai nodded and said. No matter what, Luo cannot be handed over to the war god temple. Ling Xiao said resolutely. The war god temple is indeed a troublesome matter. Let's return to the Crystal Palace first and make a long-term plan. Long Lai's eyes flashed as he spoke slowly. Wang! A ray of light flickered in the void. Long Lai waved his sleeve and instantly swept up Ling Xiao, Long Han Yen, Long Out Yen, and the others. They left the East Sea and returned to the Crystal Palace. When the scenery before their eyes changed, Ling Xiao and the others had already arrived at the bottom of the East Sea. In the distance, huge mountain ranges at the bottom of the sea rose and fell like giant dragons. No one knew how long they were, but they were ancient and majestic. In the middle of the endless mountain ranges, there was a dazzling huge palace. It was tens of thousands of feet tall and had a majestic aura. The entire palace was made of glass crystals and shone brightly. It emitted thousands of auspicious lights and was incomparably gorgeous. This was the sacred land of the dragon tribe, the East Sea Crystal Palace. Groups of powerful prawn soldiers and crab generals patrolled outside the Crystal Palace. When they saw Long Lai and the others appear, they hurriedly knelt down and paid their respects. Their eyes were filled with fanatical worship. Ling Xiao could tell that these prawn soldiers and crab generals were at least demon kings. However, their transformation was not complete. Some of them still had crab claws, some had shrimp heads and human bodies, and some were covered in dazzling scales. Each of them had a majestic demonic aura and were orderly. Moreover, the mountain ranges around the Crystal Palace were undulating. There were a total of 81 mountain ranges. They intersected with each other and formed a powerful and vast aura. Ling Xiao could feel the aura of an ancient divine array. Even if a supreme being expert wanted to barge in, they would have to suffer. This was the foundation of the dragon tribe. This was the first time Phoenix Maiden and Luo had seen the Crystal Palace. Their eyes were filled with shock. Such a majestic and magnificent Crystal Palace was like the palace of the Celestial Emperor. Anyone who saw it for the first time would be filled with shock. Under the protection of a group of prawn soldiers and crab generals, Long Lai brought Ling Xiao and the others to the Crystal Palace. Rumble. The door of the Crystal Palace was wide open. A blazing light shone brightly and a rich aura spread out. Is this the power of a small world? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. There was actually a small world hidden in the Crystal Palace. After entering the Crystal Palace, the sky was high and the clouds were broad. The mountain ranges stretched out and the clouds lingered. Towering ancient trees stood tall. Huge dragons soared in the sky and let out joyful dragon roars. An old man with white hair and a rosy face carrying a huge turtle shell came forward with 2 crab generals. Greetings to the king. The old man bowed and his eyes were filled with excitement. Prime Minister Turtle, please rise. Long Lai smiled faintly. He stretched out his hand and lifted the Prime Minister Turtle up. Ling Xiao realized that the Prime Minister Turtle had the bloodline of the ancient divine beast, the black tortoise. Moreover, his cultivation had reached the level of half-step sovereign. As long as he passed the sovereign tribulation, he would be able to become a sovereign. Even the 2 crab generals beside him were half-step sovereigns who had passed the tribulations of 3 divine beasts. Their strength was unfathomable. Prime Minister Turtle, long time no see. Long Han Yen said with a smile. Princess Royal. Princess Royal, you are finally back. Ha ha ha. It seems like the king can't bear to let Princess Royal stay in that bitter cold place. Congratulations. Prime Minister Turtle's eyes were filled with excitement. It could be said that he had watched Long Han Yen grow up. Now that Long Lai had changed his mind and released Long Han Yen, he was very happy. Swoosh. 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 In the distant mountain range, rays of bright light came across the sky and turned into a few young men and women in white. They came forward and bowed respectfully to Long Lai and Long Han Yen. Greetings to father and aunt. It turned out that these people were Long Lai's children. Each of them had a dignified appearance and an extraordinary aura. The leader was Long Zhantian. Ling Xiao saw him at a glance. Long Zhantian smiled at Ling Xiao and nodded his head. Get up. Long Lai's gaze paused on his children for a moment before he said faintly. The Dragon Crown Princes and Dragon Princesses felt as though they had been pardoned. They stood by the side obediently and looked curiously at Ling Xiao, Phoenix Woman, Luo Luo, and the rest beside Long Han Yen. Chapter 681. Ling Xiao, these are your cousins. Familiarize yourself with them and come to the dragon transformation pool with your mother. I have something to tell you. Long Lai glanced at Ling Xiao indifferently. Then, with a flash, he disappeared from the place. Prime Minister Turtle and the two crab generals smiled, cupped their fists and left as well. Once Long Lai and Prime Minister Turtle left, there was an uproar. The dragon princes and princesses jumped up and surrounded Ling Xiao. Their eyes were filled with curiosity and excitement as they chattered non-stop. You are cousin Ling Xiao. We heard from Big Brother that you would be here. We didn't expect you to come only now. Looks like you don't have 3 heads and 6 arms. How did you defeat the sky-burning demon emperor? Did Big Brother lie to us? Cousin Ling Xiao, is this your wife? She is so beautiful. Cousin Ling Xiao, is this your daughter? She is so cute. Cousin Ling Xiao, is this your mount? It is a 9-headed lion. Ha ha ha, so domineering. Ling Xiao was speechless and his face turned green. He didn't expect his cousins to be so enthusiastic. They were all chattering like curious babies, asking him all sorts of questions. Ling Xiao suddenly felt something crawling up his leg. He looked down and saw a little girl about 2 to 3 years old. She had a pacifier in her mouth and 2 dragon horns on her forehead. Her big eyes were bright and innocent, and she looked very cute. She hugged Ling Xiao's leg and climbed up with all her might. Big Brother. Hug, the little girl said in a childish voice. She was very cute. Good girl. Come, Big Brother will hug you. Ling Xiao laughed helplessly and picked up the little girl. Then, Long Han Yen introduced Ling Xiao to them. Ling Xiao finally got to know them. Long Lai had 9 sons. They were Long Zhantian, Long Patian, Long Jiutian, Long Yutian, Long Juntian, Long Xiantian, Long Pingtian, Long Tsangtian, and Long Outyan. The eldest was Long Zhantian and the youngest was Long Outyan. Except for Long Outyan, the other dragon princes were older than Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao had to call them cousin. This little girl was Long Lai's only daughter, Xiao Longnu. Her name was Long Xiao Xiao. According to the dragon tribe's lifespan, she was only 3 years old. Ling Xiao, you're finally here. Welcome. If you still don't come, this group of brats will annoy me to death. Long Zhantian said with a slight smile. Big cousin, it seems like your training in the holy ground was very effective. I didn't expect you to pass the 2 divine tribulations so quickly. Ling Xiao's eyes glinted as he spoke. From Long Zhantian's body, he could sense a faint fluctuation of divine power. It was a sign that he had survived the black water tribulation, which represented endless true energy. Besides Long Zhantian, the second crown prince was at the half-step exalt realm while the other crown princes were all at the monarch realm. Their bloodlines were merely the heavenly dragon physique. Even though they were extremely strong, they were far inferior when compared to Long Zhantian and Long Outyan. Especially Long Ao Tian, other than Long Zhan Tian, he couldn't beat him. From the 2nd brother to the 8th brother, they had all been beaten up by this little bastard. In the end, everyone avoided him because they were afraid of him. My cultivation speed is significantly slower than yours and the sky-scorching demon dominators. The heavenly selection meeting is about to begin, so I have to speed up my cultivation. Only then will I be able to compete with all the geniuses of the world and seize the supreme fortune to become an exalt. Long Zhantian said with a wry smile. When he mentioned the Heaven's Choice Assembly, his eyes revealed a trace of excitement. The Heavenly Selection Meeting? It's going to begin so soon. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed because the words Heavenly Selection Meeting had caused his heart to tremble slightly. The Heavenly Selection Meeting had a long history. According to legend, it had begun 1,000,000 years ago, and it had always been hosted by the War God Hall. It was a grand gathering of countless geniuses on War God Continent. Practically all the human race, demon race, and even hidden ancient clans on War God Continent would participate. Because the Heavenly Selection Meeting didn't just allow one to compete with all the geniuses of the world, it also provided one with the supreme fortune to become an exalt. Every single Heavenly Selection Meeting would have someone become an exalt and become the most dazzling existence on War God Continent. That's right. There's already news that the Heavenly Selection Meeting this time will be hosted by the War God Hall in the Time Cave, and it will be held a year from now. Long Zhantian's eyes revealed a trace of anticipation. If he cultivated normally, he would need at least 500 years or even 1,000 years to become an exalt. But with the Heavenly Selection Meeting, this time would be reduced by 100 times or even more. The Heavenly Selection Meeting contained countless fortunes and opportunities, and was the world's #1 grand gathering. A year from now. The War God Hall. Ling Xiao suddenly thought of impermanence. The War God Hall's actions had always been secretive. Impermanence wanted to bring Luo Luo along. Could it be related to this Heavenly Selection Meeting? Ling Xiao pondered in his heart. In his previous life, he had never participated in the Heavenly Selection Meeting. He only knew that the Heavenly Selection Meeting, which was held every 1,000 years, was the grandest trial in the entire War God Continent. Countless geniuses competed to reach the supreme realm. It seemed that this time, he would have to take a look at the so-called Heavenly Selection Meeting. Ling Zhao's heart shook slightly. He kept having the feeling that the War God Hall's actions weren't as simple as it seemed, and he smelled a scheme. Ling Xiao, with your natural talent, you'll definitely be able to take first place in the Heavenly Selection Meeting. At that time, you'll be able to obtain a supreme fortune and become an exalt. It's just a matter of time. Perhaps I'll be able to bask in your glory at that time. Long Zhantian smiled lightly. The Heavenly Selection Meeting? I want to go as well, I want to go as well. Long Outyan's eyes instantly lit up when he heard the words Heavenly Selection Meeting, and he hurriedly spoke loudly. Cousin, you're too kind. Ling Xiao smiled and purposely ignored Long Outyan. Cousin Ling Xiao, Big Brother said that your combat strength is unparalleled in the world. You were able to defeat the heaven-scorching demon emperor when you were at the monarch realm. I want to seek guidance from you. Second Crown Prince Long Padian said with a smile. His eyes were filled with a strong fighting spirit. Me too, Cousin Ling Xiao. I want to seek guidance from you as well. Me too. Me. In an instant, the group of Dragon Crown Princes couldn't sit still any longer. Their eyes lit up, and they were filled with eagerness. All of them were warlike fellows. It was already embarrassing enough for them to be bullied by Long Outyan on a daily basis. Now, the big brother that they admired the most actually held Ling Xiao in such high esteem. So, all of them wanted to spar with Ling Xiao and see exactly how strong this legendary genius cousin of theirs was. All of you trash can't even defeat me, yet you want to challenge cousin. Let me tell all of you, cousin can slap all of you to the ground with a single hand. Long Outyan glanced at the second crown prince and the others with slight disdain. Long Outyan, you've clearly taken advantage of the true dragon bloodline. If we had the true dragon bloodline as well, then we'd definitely beat you up to the point that your mother. No, even our mothers wouldn't recognize you. Chapter 682. Stop fooling around. Ling Xiao still has matters to discuss with your father. When I return, I will guide you in your cultivation. Long Hanyan glared at this group of fellows and then brought Ling Xiao to the dragon transformation pool. Oh right, take good care of Xiao Wu. They are your sisters-in-law. And Luo Luo, she is my daughter. Whoever dares to bully her, I will break your legs. Long Hanyan left with Ling Xiao after saying that. Sister-in-law. Little cousin. The group of Dragon Crown Prince's eyes lit up. Phoenix Maiden was a peerless beauty. Needless to say, she was devastatingly beautiful. But wasn't Luo Luo a little too cute? She was carved from jade and her big eyes were very pure. One look and one could tell that she was a beauty. Little cousin, I am your second brother, Long Padian. Let's go, second brother will bring you to catch crabs. Little cousin, I am your third cousin. Don't listen to him. Let's go ride a dragon. I will catch the most powerful and majestic dragon for you. Come with me, little cousin. I have a lot of beautiful shells there. The group of people's eyes lit up. Without any moral integrity, they rushed over, as if they wanted to snatch someone away. All of you, get lost. Luo Luo is my, Long Outyen's, wife. Whoever dares to have any ideas about her, I will beat them up. Long Outyen roared and rushed over. His entire body was shining with golden light. Golden fist radiance exploded, beating the group of Dragon Crown Princes until they covered their heads and fled. Long Outyen, you bastard. I want to compete with you fairly. You are too violent. Little cousin will not like you. A few Dragon Crown Princes were beaten black and blue. They pointed at Long Outyen and shouted. Yaya. Hug, Xiao Longnu walked over unsteadily. Her big eyes were shining and she was full of smiles. She extended her arms towards Luo Luo. What a beautiful little sister. I can finally be an elder sister. Luo Luo was also very happy as she hugged Long Xiao Xiao, making Xiao Longnu giggle. Ling Xiao and Long Hanyan did not talk about these fellows' nonsense. They flew towards the depths of the Crystal Palace. The mountain peaks here were ancient and majestic. The ancient trees towered into the sky, emitting a wild aura. The sky was high and the clouds were vast. There was even a small sun above the 9 heavens, emitting bright light and heat. That's a real sun. The ancestors of the dragon race moved it from the 9 heavens with a great divine ability. Long Hanyan said with a smile. Ling Xiao nodded as a glint of light appeared in his eyes. If one wanted to move such a sun, it would be difficult even for a titled supreme martial artist. The Dragon Clan's foundation was indeed extraordinary. The Dragon Transformation Pool was a forbidden area of the Dragon Clan. In fact, it could be called the Dragon Blood Pool. When the ancestors of the Dragon Clan were close to passing away, they would gather their essence blood in the Dragon Blood Pool. Over countless years, the Dragon Blood Pool had accumulated a large amount of heavenly dragon's blood, true dragon's blood, and even divine dragon's blood. It was the core treasure ground of the Dragon Clan. Newborns of the Dragon Clan would be baptized in the Dragon Transformation Pool to awaken their bloodline and purify their dragon body. Some people could even improve their bloodline power in the Dragon Transformation Pool. There were only 2 true dragons in the Dragon Clan, Long Outyen and Long Lai. They were both pure-blooded divine beasts. That was why Long Outyen had such a high status in the Crystal Palace. However, Long Outyen was born with a true dragon's body. After the baptism in the Dragon Transformation Pool, the bloodline in his body had reached the peak of the true dragon's bloodline. He was only 1 step away from becoming a legendary divine dragon. Long Lai was born with the heavenly dragon's bloodline. After the baptism in the Dragon Transformation Pool, he evolved into the true dragon's bloodline. After that, his cultivation improved by leaps and bounds. In the end, he became the supreme martial artist of the Dragon Clan, the Dragon King who reigned supreme in the world. The Dragon Transformation Pool was located in a valley shrouded in clouds and mist. It was protected by a powerful ancient divine formation. Even from far away, one could feel a powerful dragon's aura and strange fluctuations. Outside the dragon transformation pool, 4 white-haired old men sat cross-legged. Their eyes were closed and their breathing was long. Their bodies exuded a powerful and mysterious energy. They were all at the supreme martial artist realm. The 4 supreme martial artists were guarding the dragon transformation pool. One could see how deep the dragon clan's foundation was. They are Feng, Yu, Lei, and Dian, the 4 supreme elders. They cultivate here all year round and don't care about worldly affairs. Let's go in directly. Long Hanyan whispered to Ling Xiao through voice transmission. Ling Xiao nodded and slowly walked into the valley. Buzz! The 4 supreme elders suddenly opened their eyes at the same time. 4 blazing rays of light pierced through the void and landed on Ling Xiao's body. It was as if they were examining and probing him. After a while, they closed their eyes again and their auras calmed down. What a powerful cultivation! Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He could feel the intertwining of the 4 supreme elders' auras. The true dragon's bloodline in his body seemed to have begun to boil. The shackles that were originally imprisoning his bloodline seemed to show signs of loosening. Long Hanyan and Ling Xiao walked into the valley and saw Long Lai sitting cross-legged in the void. His body was shining brightly and exuded a mysterious and majestic fluctuation. Below Long Lai was an ancient pool of blood. It seemed to be only a few hundred meters wide, and it was enveloped by a blood-red barrier. Golden blood flowed in the blood pool. It was extremely spiritual and seemed to have turned into small golden dragons. They intertwined with each other and contained an extremely majestic energy. As soon as Ling Xiao arrived at the dragon transformation pool, he felt the true dragon's bloodline in his body begin to tremble. You're here. Long Lai opened his eyes and his gaze landed on Ling Xiao. I'm here. Ling Xiao nodded calmly. He wanted to see what Long Lai was trying to explain. Ling Xiao did not know why Long Lai insisted on marrying Long Hanyan to the sky-burning demon emperor and sacrificed his sister's happiness. Don't you want to know the reason? Hanyan is here. It's time to tell you. Long Lai said slowly. There was a hint of nostalgia in his eyes. I'm sure all of you know about the calamity 10,000 years ago. The extraterrestrial demons invaded and swept across the entire war god world. Countless lives were plunged into misery and suffering. Countless experts died in battle. Even my father, the previous Dragon King of the Crystal Palace, died in battle in that calamity. Royal Father, died in the great calamity 10,000 years ago. Why didn't you tell me? Long Hanyan's body shook. There was a hint of shock and sadness in her eyes. When Long Hanyan was young, Long Lai was her elder brother and father. He inherited the position of Dragon King and raised her bit by bit. Long Lai had never mentioned anything about the old Dragon King. It turned out that he had died in the calamity 10,000 years ago. The old Dragon King. Long Shun. Chapter 683. In his previous life, Ling Xiao had heard that Long Shun had a strong temperament and was a loyal person who could see the big picture. However, he did not expect Long Shun to have died in the Great Calamity 10,000 years ago. The Great Calamity 10,000 years ago swept across the heavens. The Crystal Palace was also the place where the extraterrestrial demons attacked the most. Countless powerful cultivators from the Dragon Clan died in that battle and our clan was almost annihilated. Long Lai said slowly with a sigh in his eyes. 10,000 years ago, I was only as old as Ao Tian and you were still in your infancy. You had suffered an unimaginable injury and had been sealed in the dragon transformation pool. At that time, if the great sun demon supremacy of the Sky Demon Palace had not stepped in and killed countless extraterrestrial demons to save the last of the Dragon Clan's descendants, I'm afraid that the Dragon Clan would have been annihilated. The great sun demon supremacy. 10,000 years ago, he was already an honorable one. If that's the case, did he reincarnate? Ling Xiao's eyes lit up. What made him feel strange was that he had never heard of the great sun demon supremacy 10,000 years ago. That's right. 10,000 years ago, the great sun demon supremacy was the same as my royal father and they were best friends. They were both honorable ones. He should not have reincarnated. He had only obtained some quasi-divine medicine and was struggling at death's door. Divine medicine is hard to come by. How could it be easy to reincarnate? Long Lai shook his head and said. He then looked at Long Han Yen with pity and said, "Your bloodline was originally not inferior to mine. In fact, it was even stronger. However, when you were in your infancy, the power of your bloodline was contaminated by the extraterrestrial demon's demonic aura. In the end, you were saved by the great sun demon supremacy. Therefore, the great sun demon supremacy could be said to be our savior." Savior? Is it because he is our savior that you insist on betrothing me to the sky-burning demon emperor? Long Han Yen said calmly with a slight ripple in her eyes. Long Lai glanced at him but did not answer his question directly. Instead, he calmly replied, "You've been sealed in the dragon transformation pool for nearly 10,000 years. It was only a few hundred years ago that I had completely removed the demonic energy from your body and allowed you to be reborn. At that time, the great sun demon Venerable proposed to propose a marriage for his disciple, the sky-scorching demon emperor. The sky-scorching demon emperor is a pure-blooded fire Qilin, and you are a match made in heaven. How could I refuse? But why didn't you ask for my opinion?" Long Han Yen stared at Long Lai and said, "Could it be that just because the great sun demon Venerable is our savior, he can force me to marry his disciple? He saved my life, and I'm very grateful. Even if I give my life back to him, I won't even frown. But if you want me to marry someone I don't like, I'm not willing. I know you don't want to marry the sky-scorching demon emperor, but I'd rather let you marry the sky-scorching demon emperor than let you marry an ordinary human and pollute the bloodline of the dragon tribe." Long Lai said slowly, and there was an unquestionable stubbornness in his eyes. "However, Han Yen, what you don't know is that when I had captured you from the Eight Desolates region, I had wanted to cancel the marriage agreement between you and the sky-scorching demon emperor when I saw how determined you were. However, an accident happened at this time." "What accident?" Long Han Yen asked. "Because I discovered the true conspiracy of the Sky Demon Palace." A sharp light flashed in Long Lai's eyes as he slowly said, "For the past 20 years, the Grand Elders of the Crystal Palace and I have been exploring the remains of the ancient dragon tribe in the starry sky. However, I discovered that the great sun demon Venerable wanted you to marry the sky-scorching demon emperor because he wanted to use you as a breakthrough point to completely subdue the dragon tribe." "Subdue the dragon tribe? Since the great sun demon Venerable is our savior, why would he do such a thing? Furthermore, if he really wanted to subdue the dragon tribe, 10,000 years ago would have been the best time. Why would he choose this time?" Long Han Yen's eyes were filled with confusion. "The great sun demon Venerable is indeed our savior. Furthermore, I believe that he saved us 10,000 years ago because of his friendship with our father. However, 10,000 years have passed and people change. Furthermore, the great sun demon Venerable is nearing the end of his life. No matter what crazy things he does, it is understandable." A sharp light flashed in Long Lai's eyes. "Since you said that the great sun demon Venerable is nearing the end of his life, then what is the point of him subduing the dragon tribe?" Long Han Yen asked. "Of course there is a point." A cold light flashed in Long Lai's eyes as he said, "This is the result of my investigation in the starry sky all these years. The bloodline of the dragon tribe is the #1 creation bloodline in the universe. Not only does it allow the dragon tribe to live longer than other tribes, it also allows the dragon tribe to possess heaven-defying talents and magical powers. Most importantly, the bloodline of the dragon tribe contains a type of longevity substance. As long as enough dragon tribe bloodline is extracted to refine the legendary dragon blood divine pill, it can achieve an effect that is comparable to a supreme divine medicine, allowing the great sun demon Venerable to live for a lifetime." Long Han Yen's body shook and her voice trembled. "Extract the dragon tribe bloodline? How much do you need?" "The more, the better. The more dragon tribe bloodline is extracted, the stronger the effect of the dragon blood divine pill. According to my guess, in order to refine the dragon blood divine pill that allows the great sun demon Venerable to live for a lifetime, you must extract all the dragon tribe bloodline from the Crystal Palace. A cold light flashed in Long Lai's eyes. All these years, the Sky Demon Palace has been behind the deaths of the top powers from the dragon tribe. What? Long Hanyan's face turned pale and her eyes were filled with disbelief. She found it hard to believe that the savior that Long Lai spoke of, the best friend of their father, the great sun demon Venerable, was such a person. This method is indeed possible. Ling Xiao sighed and said, an ordinary honorable martial artist can only live for 10,000 years. The longer they live, the more afraid they are of death. Especially someone like the great sun demon Venerable, who is only one step away from the divine spirit realm. How could he be willing to die like this? Therefore, in order to survive, he would do anything no matter how crazy it is. That's right. No matter how talented you are, if you are unable to become a divine spirit, you will only be a pile of bones in the end. Who can see through life and death? In the face of life and death, gratitude and loyalty are nothing but fleeting clouds. Long Lai nodded and said. He sighed in his heart. Long Lai believed that 10,000 years ago, the great sun demon Venerable had saved Long Lai and Long Hanyan out of righteousness. But now, the great sun demon Venerable wanted to use the lives of the entire dragon tribe to refine the dragon blood divine pill. The great sun demon Venerable was still the great sun demon Venerable. It was just that 10,000 years had passed and everything had changed. Hanyan, Big Brother imprisoned you in the sea eye of the East Sea for the past 20 years to make use of you. It was to make a gesture to the great sun demon Venerable and at the same time, to buy time. Because my original body and a few elders have been trapped in the extraterritorial world for the past 20 years. Chapter 684. What? Trapped in the extraterrestrial world? Brother, are you in danger? Long Hanyan's eyes were filled with worry. Don't worry. 20 years is more than enough for us to find a solution. Soon, the elders and I will return to the Crystal Palace. Moreover, 20 years have worn out the patience of the great sun demon supremacy and the sky-burning demon king. I'm afraid they will attack us soon. Long Lai said slowly. Brother, I'm not angry that you used me. But you should have told me about this earlier and let me shoulder it with you. The burden on you is too heavy. Long Hanyan's eyes were red as she said slowly. What's the use of telling you? Long Lai smiled slightly and said, telling you will only make you worry, and it will also be very easy to leak my plan. But since it's all in the past, so what if he's the great sun demon supremacy when I return from the extraterrestrial world? He wants the life of the dragon tribe. Even if I have to bear the crime of being ungrateful, I will kill him first. Ling Xiao also fell silent. Should he be worried about Long Lai? Long Lai had captured Long Hanyan and separated their family. Ling Zhen's life was unknown, so Ling Xiao should be worried about Long Lai. But after knowing Long Lai's painstaking efforts, Ling Xiao could not bring himself to hate him. Speaking of which, this cheap uncle of his had the same personality as Long Hanyan. They were both extremely stubborn. Once they had decided on something, no one could change his mind. The great sun demon supremacy should have attained a title, right? If you want to fight against him, have you attained a title? Ling Xiao asked. Long Lai said calmly, in these 20 years of life and death, I was lucky to have a breakthrough. He was indeed a complete stage 10 supreme, a titled supreme. Ling Xiao took a deep breath. A titled supreme was a stabilizing force. Although there were many martial holy lands in the God of War continent, there were only a few who had a titled supreme. Long Lai had attained a title and could be said to be undefeatable. Han Yan, I've investigated thoroughly. The Xianming demon slayer array in the eye of the East Sea was broken and allowed the Hydra tribe to invade silently. It was the doing of the sky-burning demon king. It seemed like the great sun demon Venerable did not have much time left. He was already desperate. The Hydra clan is a thorn that the Sky Demon Palace planted beside us. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of ice-cold killing intent as he slowly spoke. Is the Hydra clan from the Sky Demon Palace? I already guessed it, but I didn't expect the sky-burning demon emperor to be so vicious. Long Hanyan's expression was slightly ugly as she spoke slowly. The heaven-burning demon emperor is the disciple of the great sun demon Venerate after all. Speaking of which, he is the same as the great sun demon Venerate. He is decisive in killing and has peerless talent. He is also a pure-blooded divine beast fire Qilin. His future is limitless. Long Lai sighed softly. What peerless talent? You can't even beat Shower. You're just an undeserved reputation. Long Hanyan sneered. Ling Xiao. He is indeed a freak. Long Lai was also somewhat speechless as he laughed bitterly. Ling Xiao only had the bloodline of the human race. The true dragon bloodline in his body had a layer of shackles that he was unable to break through. Moreover, this kid's cultivation was only at the 9th level of the monarch realm, but his life source was extremely majestic. It wasn't even the slightest bit inferior to a half-step exalt. Even Long Lai was unable to see through Ling Xiao. He did not know how he defeated the heaven-burning demon emperor. After all, no matter if it was cultivation, bloodline, talent, or background, Ling Xiao was far inferior to the heaven-burning demon emperor. Big brother, half of Ling Xiao's bloodline is true dragon bloodline. He can be considered as a member of our dragon clan. Do you think he can break through the shackles of his bloodline? Why don't we let him try the dragon pool? If he can break through the shackles of his bloodline, then our dragon clan will have 3 true dragons. Long Hanyan suddenly smiled as she looked at Long Lai. His bloodline shackles are too strange. Even I don't know the origin of the shackles. I'm afraid it won't be that easy to break through. As for the dragon pool, we can make an exception for him. To Long Hanyan's surprise, Long Lai had actually agreed to it. Long Hanyan had only wanted to give it a try. The dragon transformation pool was too precious and had an extraordinary significance to the dragon clan. Even as the Dragon King, Long Lai could not easily open the dragon transformation pool because it was the foundation of the dragon clan. Long Hanyan did not expect Long Lai to be willing to let Ling Xiao enter the dragon pool to cultivate. This was a pleasant surprise. I can let Ling Xiao enter the dragon pool to cultivate once. However, his bloodline shackles are too strange. Even I can't guarantee that he will be able to break through the shackles of his bloodline in the dragon pool. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao and Long Hanyan and said, "Thank you. I would like to give it a try." Ling Xiao said seriously. He could feel that the majestic dragon bloodline in the dragon pool was extremely beneficial to him. Perhaps he could really break through the shackles of his bloodline in the dragon pool. Moreover, Ling Xiao could also feel that the true dragon bloodline in his body was extremely important. If he could not break through the shackles of his bloodline, perhaps the secret skill of the ancestral dragon would not be able to break through the true dragon body. The dragon pool was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Ling Xiao. Alright. However, you can only cultivate in the dragon pool for 3 days. After 3 days, regardless of whether you break through the shackles of your bloodline or not, you must leave the dragon pool. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao and said, "Thank you, uncle." Ling Xiao smiled. Since he had taken such a huge advantage, he would not lose out by calling him uncle. "Kid, you really don't act until you see the hair. Your mother and I will guard you outside the valley. We wish you good luck and hope that you can break through the shackles of your bloodline in one go." Long Lai shook his head and smiled bitterly. He then left the dragon pool with Long Hanyan. Buzz! The dragon pool trembled slightly as if some ancient divine array had been activated. The blood-red barrier above the dragon pool trembled slightly and finally dissipated slowly. A pure and majestic energy spread out. Ling Xiao looked at it and felt as if the blood in his body had started to burn. Rumble. His blood surged like a great river. Ling Xiao's body exuded a faint dragon's aura and emitted a dazzling golden glow. Ling Xiao felt that every pore in his body had started to become excited. Under the impact of that majestic energy, the shackles of his bloodline actually showed signs of loosening. Is it really useful? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He instantly leaped up and fell into the dragon pool. Roar! Chapter 685. Rumble. Ling Xiao immediately used the sky-devouring secret skill and began to devour the essence, blood and divine power in the dragon transformation pool endlessly. His aura continued to strengthen. Roar! A golden heavenly dragon soared into the sky and circled above the dragon transformation pool, emitting a powerful dragon aura that alarmed the entire crystal palace. Who entered the dragon transformation pool? He activated the heavenly dragon bloodline so quickly. Could it be that another genius has appeared in our dragon clan? Many dragon clan powerhouses rushed towards the dragon transformation pool with a look of surprise on their faces. Long Zhantian, Long Outyan, and the other dragon clan princes also rushed over. When they heard that Ling Xiao had entered the dragon transformation pool, all of their eyes were filled with envy. Even they were only allowed to enter the dragon transformation pool to be baptized when they were born. After that, if they wanted to enter the dragon transformation pool to cultivate, unless they became a dragon king, even the dragon crown prince was not qualified to enter the dragon transformation pool. Members of the dragon clan only had one chance to enter the dragon transformation pool to cultivate in their lives. Heavenly Dragon Bloodline. Looks like the bloodline in Ling Xiao's body is indeed very powerful to have resonated with the heavenly dragon bloodline so quickly. If he can activate the power of the true dragon bloodline, then the bloodline shackles in his body will most likely be broken. Long Lai's eyes revealed a glimmer of light as he spoke slowly. True dragon bloodline. Easier said than done. In the entire dragon clan, only you and Outyan have activated the true dragon bloodline, right? Long Han Yen sighed softly, but her eyes also revealed a look of anticipation. She hoped that her Xiao could create a miracle. The dragon transformation pool was the essence of the entire dragon clan. Legend had it that many dragon clan powerhouses would leave their essence blood in the dragon transformation pool before they died. The essence blood that could enter the dragon transformation pool was at least the heavenly dragon bloodline, or even the powerful true dragon bloodline. And legend had it that there was even divine dragon essence blood in the dragon transformation pool. However, no one had ever been able to touch the divine dragon essence blood. Even Long Lai and Long Outyan had not done it. Rumble. In the dragon transformation pool, the sea of blood boiled. Majestic dragon essence blood poured into Ling Xiao's body, causing him to feel the bloodline shackles trembling slightly as if it was beginning to be attacked by the power of the bloodline. However, even though Ling Xiao had used the heaven-devouring mystic technique to devour so much of the heavenly dragon's bloodline, it was of no help to the bloodline shackles. Looks like this power is still too weak. I need a stronger bloodline power. A gleam of light flashed through Ling Xiao's eyes. A terrifying force erupted from his body, and he immediately sank into the dragonized pool. Within his majestic bloodline, there were many small golden dragons that gave off a mysterious and domineering aura. They swam around like small fish. Is this the true dragon bloodline? Ling Xiao's heart skipped a beat. He wanted to reach out and grab those little golden dragons, but it was as if he was grabbing at air. He couldn't grab anything. Wang! Ling Xiao slowly sat down cross-legged and began to use the power of his bloodline to sense. A mysterious and ancient wave spread out from his body. The blood sea around him trembled as strands of pure bloodline power surged into Ling Xiao's body. Ling Xiao could feel a small golden dragon surging into his body. Rumble. When the little golden dragon fused with Ling Xiao's blood, his body suddenly emitted a dazzling golden light. Rays of light lingered around him, as if a golden sun had exploded in his body. The endless golden light, which contained the ancient and mysterious power of the bloodline, began to attack the layer of shackles on the Ling Xiao bloodline. Ruyuyumbo. Ling Xiao felt like millions upon millions of bolts of lightning were crashing into him, and the shackles were trembling, as though they contained the power of magical laws. They were incredibly stubborn, and were preventing the true dragon bloodline from entering him. So, it's working. But I need more true dragon bloodline. Eyes glittering, Ling Xiao drew on the heaven-devouring mystic technique. Rumble. The King Heaven Devourer cauldron spun above his head, shining with dazzling light as one golden dragon after another was devoured by Ling Xiao. Then, they transformed into boundless power that he used to attack the shackles of his bloodline. Outside, the valley began to tremble. Dazzling golden light shone as a 10,000-meter-long golden dragon coiled in the air, emanating an ancient and dignified aura. True dragon bloodline. Someone's awakened the true dragon bloodline. Ha ha ha. Is another true dragon going to appear in the dragon folk? What a joyous occasion. Heaven bless the dragon folk. Everyone in the Crystal Palace began to cheer. Their eyes were filled with excitement. Oh my god. Is cousin Ling Xiao going to awaken the true dragon bloodline? He's already so freakish. If he awakens the true dragon bloodline, how am I supposed to live? Long proud Heaven's eyes were wide with disbelief. Big brother, Ling Xiao really did awaken the true dragon bloodline. It seems the shackles in his body are about to be broken. There was also a hint of excitement in Long Hanyun's eyes. That's very likely. Looks like the bloodline power in his body is even purer than I imagined. Long Lai's eyes flickered with light as he said slowly. Everyone was looking forward to Ling Xiao coming out of seclusion, looking forward to Ling Xiao completely awakening the true dragon bloodline. Rumble. Heaven and earth shook. The dragon transformation pool stirred everyone's thoughts. But 2 days passed in a row and Ling Xiao still did not come out of seclusion. In the dragon transformation pool, those little golden dragons represented streaks of true dragon bloodline. The entire dragon transformation pool only had over 100 streaks of true dragon bloodline. In the end, Ling Xiao refined over 100 of them. Even though Ling Xiao's bloodline was becoming more and more terrifying, that layer of bloodline shackles was still very stubborn and could not be broken. The pressure of the true dragon bloodline is still not enough. Could it be that my bloodline shackles really can't be broken? Ling Xiao sighed softly and said. Although the power of the true dragon bloodline was strong, Ling Xiao felt that it was still a little lacking. What's that? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. Suddenly, he saw a rainbow light flickering in the depths of the dragon transformation pool. It was dazzling and gave off an ancient and mysterious aura. Legend has it that the dragon transformation pool has the bloodline of the divine dragon. Could that really be the aura of the divine dragon bloodline? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he channeled the power of the bloodline in his body. Relying on his strong perception, he slowly headed towards the depths of the dragon transformation pool. For every 10 feet he went deeper into the dragon transformation pool, the pressure was 10 times or even 100 times stronger than before. Even a true dragon's body would find it difficult to endure such a degree. However, Ling Xiao continued to sink. The blood became thicker and was already close to the bottom of the dragon transformation pool. At the bottom of the dragon transformation pool, there were blood-colored jade stones that looked sparkling and resplendent, emitting a powerful and mysterious dragon might. It's actually dragon blood jade marrow? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. The dragon blood jade marrow was the essence of the true dragon's blood. Not only could it increase the power of the bloodline, but it could also be used to concoct pills. It even contained a trace of the dragon's bloodline. At a glance, there were hundreds of dragon blood jade marrows of various sizes at the bottom of the dragon transformation pool. These were the accumulation of the dragon race for millions of years. Outside, a fingernail-sized dragon blood jade marrow was worth millions of pure yang pills. Furthermore, it was priceless. But here, Ling Xiao saw that even the smallest dragon blood jade marrow was the size of a fist. The largest was even the size of a millstone. He was really rich. However, Ling Xiao did not touch the dragon blood jade marrow. His gaze landed in the center of the dragon blood jade marrow. There was a drop of blood that emitted a rainbow light. Chapter 686. The rainbow-colored blood bead looked crystal clear and emitted a mysterious fluctuation. It was ancient and majestic, causing the blood in Ling Xiao's body to tremble slightly. Could it be, this is the legendary divine dragon bloodline? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he slowly approached the rainbow-colored blood bead. Wang! Ling Xiao's bloodline shackles began to tremble slightly. The layer of rune enchantment that enveloped the true dragon bloodline seemed to have encountered an extremely terrifying force and began to collapse. Rumble! Ling Xiao's body shone brightly. Golden clouds swirled around him as if golden lightning had exploded. An ancient, mysterious, and vast aura filled the air. Heaven-devouring secret skill, devour. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he activated the heaven-devouring secret skill and the ancestral dragon secret skill at the same time. Two mysterious lights flashed on Ling Xiao's body. Especially the ancestral dragon secret skill, there seemed to be an ancient dragon's roar that passed through countless years and shook the world. The rainbow-colored blood bead buzzed and instantly turned into a stream of light that flew towards Ling Xiao. Wang! The rainbow-colored blood bead appeared in the center of Ling Xiao's heart. A mysterious rainbow-colored fog spread out. Thump! 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 A strong vibration came. That was Ling Xiao's heartbeat. It was strong and powerful, as if it was 10 times or 100 times faster than before. A powerful force surged into Ling Xiao's heart. The shackles that originally enveloped the bloodline shackles seemed to have met their natural enemy and began to collapse at a speed visible to the naked eye. Rumble! Lightning flashed around Ling Xiao's body as if he had been reborn. The 48,000 pores on his body were spewing out divine light. An extremely powerful bloodline power erupted and flowed throughout Ling Xiao's body like a river. It surged violently and contained a terrifying force. Swoosh! 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 Hundreds of millions of sword rays seemed to shoot out from the pores all over Ling Xiao's body. He slowly floated up from the depths of the dragon transformation pool and sat cross-legged above it. The entire dragon transformation pool began to boil. The vast and terrifying bloodline power surged into his body, causing Ling Xiao's strength to become stronger and more terrifying. He let out a terrifying dragon's roar that shook the world. Roar! In an instant, the weather changed, and the world shook. In the sky above the entire valley, a 7-colored light shone brightly. A terrifying dragon might spread out, causing everyone to tremble. It was as if they could not help but want to kneel down. What power is this? Long Lai's entire body trembled as a trace of disbelief appeared in his eyes. The terrifying dragon's roar seemed to have originated from ancient times. It contained an unparalleled power that transcended time and space, causing him to tremble unconsciously. This kind of power already far surpassed the pressure of a true dragon bloodline. Could it be the legendary divine dragon bloodline? Long Lai's first reaction was that it was impossible, but that dragon's might was indeed too strong. The dragon experts below the heavenly dragon bloodline couldn't help but kneel down. Even Long Hanyan, Long Zhantian, and some others who possessed the heavenly dragon bloodline were trembling all over. Wang! The dragon's roar came and went quickly, disappearing in an instant. The pressure on everyone also disappeared without a trace. Everyone felt as if they were dreaming. Long Lai's heart trembled, but on the surface, he did not show it. He said to everyone, Ling Xiao has awakened the true dragon bloodline, which is worthy of celebration. However, this matter must not be spread. Otherwise, you will be punished according to the clan law. Yes. Everyone's expression turned solemn as they replied respectfully. Those who were able to come to the dragon transformation pool were all important members of the dragon tribe. Their loyalty to the dragon tribe was unquestionable. Therefore, after Long Lai spoke, they all expressed that they would obey Long Lai's orders. However, immediately after, everyone began to get excited. The true dragon bloodline was the third true dragon bloodline to appear in the dragon tribe after Long Lai and Long Outyen. This was extremely rare in the entire history of the dragon tribe. Could it be that the dragon tribe was really going to rise? True dragon bloodline. Why do I feel that the bloodline that cousin has awakened is much stronger than my true dragon bloodline? Long Outyen muttered softly, his eyes filled with doubt. Slap. Long Lai slapped Long Outyen's head. It was so painful that Long Outyen was about to cry. Ling Xiao has awakened the true dragon bloodline. Do you know that? Long Outyen's heart trembled when he saw Long Lai's deep gaze. He immediately forgot about the pain and nodded repeatedly. Long Outyen knew that Ling Xiao's bloodline was definitely not ordinary to be treated so seriously by Long Lai. However, he did not have the courage to ask. 3 days passed very quickly. Ling Xiao had already left the dragon transformation pool long ago. He sat cross-legged at the side of the dragon transformation pool, digesting and comprehending the power in his body. Ling Xiao could confirm that he had awakened the true dragon bloodline. The blood energy around him was majestic, and his life force was extremely powerful. His understanding of the ancestral dragon's superpower had improved by leaps and bounds. Ling Xiao even felt as though he had transformed into a pure-blooded true dragon divine beast. However, the rainbow blood pearl in his heart was emitting a power that shook the heavens and earth. Ling Xiao even guessed that even if his heart was chopped into pieces now, he might be able to completely come back to life with the help of the rainbow blood pearl. Ling Xiao vaguely guessed that perhaps the rainbow blood pearl was the legendary divine dragon blood. However, he did not dare to confirm it. However, after breaking the bloodline shackles and awakening the true dragon bloodline, Ling Xiao's combat strength increased explosively once again. Furthermore, he felt that he was one step closer to the true dragon body. The ancestral dragon's secret skill obtained from the wordless heavenly book was not the same as the dragon race's superpower. As his cultivation and comprehension deepened, Ling Xiao discovered that the ancestral dragon's secret skill could be said to be the dragon race's most original power of laws. Even for humans, with the cultivation of the ancestral dragon's secret skill, they would be able to completely possess power comparable to the primordial ancestral dragon in the end. They would attain immortality and eternal immortality. However, there was a huge difference between the ancestral dragon's secret skill and the dragon race's superpower. For example, what Long Lai and Long Outyen cultivated was the dragon race's supreme superpower, the Emperor Dragon Scripture. It was rumored to be the power of bloodline inheritance. Ling Xiao vaguely felt that there might be some mysterious connection between the ancestral dragon's secret skill and the Emperor Dragon Scripture. He was considering whether to impart the ancestral dragon's secret skill to Long Lai and Long Outyen. Perhaps if they cultivated the ancestral dragon's secret skill, with their true dragon bloodline, they would definitely improve by leaps and bounds. Ling Xiao. You bastard. After Long Lai entered the valley, even with his state of mind, he could not help but feel his vision darken when he saw everything before him. He immediately cursed at Ling Xiao. Chapter 687. Only a thin layer of blood force was left in the dragon transformation pool, exuding an ancient and mysterious aura. Long Lai had allowed Ling Xiao to cultivate in the dragon transformation pool, but he had never expected that Ling Xiao would use up nearly 90% of the pool's energy in just 3 days. If he had known about this outcome, he would never have agreed to let Ling Xiao enter the dragon transformation pool to cultivate. Xiao, you're too strong. Long Hanyan also widened her eyes, her face filled with disbelief. However, when she heard Long Lai scolding Ling Xiao, she pointed at Long Lai and said, "Why are you so fierce? You were the one who agreed to let Xiao cultivate in the dragon transformation pool. Xiao's blood force is earth-shattering. Even if it consumes a little more energy, it's only right." Long Lai smiled bitterly. Did he consume a little more energy? almost 90% of the blood force in the dragon transformation pool. He was still having a headache about how to explain it to the stubborn elders of the dragon tribe. If they knew about it, they would probably kill Ling Xiao. Uncle, I accidentally absorbed a little too much of the blood essence in this dragon transformation pool. However, I will compensate the dragon tribe. Ling Xiao coughed dryly and smiled awkwardly. He naturally knew the significance of the dragon transformation pool to the dragon tribe. Long Lai must be magnanimous enough to not strangle him to death. Compensate? Forget it. After all, you have awakened the blood force of the true dragon. I will think of a way to explain it to the elders. They probably won't say anything. Long Lai said with a headache. The dragon transformation pool was a priceless treasure. He did not think that Ling Xiao could compensate for anything. Even a supreme divine herb could not make up for the loss of the dragon transformation pool. I will use the supreme true dragon's secret skill from 10,000 years ago as compensation. How about that? Ling Xiao said with a slight smile, his eyes revealing a glimmer of light. 10,000 years ago, the supreme true dragon had only obtained an incomplete part of the secret skill of the ancestral dragon. He could only cultivate to the true dragon body and did not have the divine dragon body and the ancestral dragon body. Ling Xiao also decided to take out the secret skill of the flood dragon body, earth dragon body, flying dragon body, sky dragon body, and true dragon body. Ling Xiao also wanted to test the relationship between the secret skill of the ancestral dragon and the emperor dragon scripture. What? True dragon secret technique? Long Lai's entire body trembled as a trace of shock appeared in his eyes. If Ling Xiao had taken out other Paragon absolute skills, or even God-tier martial arts, perhaps Long Lai would not have been so agitated. However, the significance of the true dragon's secret technique to the dragon race was too different. 10,000 years ago, the supreme true dragon wasn't actually a member of the dragon tribe. He was originally just an ordinary Jiao dragon demonic beast. However, after obtaining the true dragon's secret technique, he evolved from a Jiao dragon to a true dragon. He became the supreme true dragon that shook the entire war god great world. He was second only to the strongest person in the world at that time, the sky-devouring supreme. That's right, it's the true dragon's secret technique. Ling Xiao nodded affirmatively. He knew that Long Lai would definitely be tempted. 10,000 years ago, supreme true dragons might shook the entire war god continent. The dragons of the Crystal Palace paled in comparison. It wasn't that they weren't interested in Supreme True Dragon's absolute art, it was just that they didn't have the chance. How do you have the Supreme True Dragon's True Dragon secret technique? Legend has it that after Supreme True Dragon launched a sneak attack on the sky-devouring Supreme 10,000 years ago, he had yet to recover from his injuries. During the calamity 10,000 years ago, he was never seen again. Some people said that he was dead, while others said that he had already ascended to the divine world. Long Lai took a deep breath and looked at Ling Xiao seriously as he spoke. If the dragon race could obtain the true dragon's secret technique, perhaps the bloodline restriction would be broken. If they could rely on the true dragon's secret technique to evolve their bloodline, it would definitely be of great significance to the dragon race. Even if it was difficult to cultivate the true dragon's secret technique, Supreme True Dragon was able to cultivate the true dragon body with the body of a Jiao dragon. How difficult would it be for the real dragon race? Even Long Hanyan's eyes were filled with disbelief as she looked at Ling Xiao seriously. I obtained the true dragon's secret technique in an ancient mystery land in the 8 Desolation region by chance. Moreover, I have already cultivated the true dragon body to the level of the sky dragon body. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to defeat the sky-burning demon emperor so easily. Ling Xiao said slowly. The radiance around him was dazzling as the true dragon body was unleashed. Instantly, his entire body was filled with golden radiance as the dragon's might filled the air. Golden dragon scales appeared on his body as though he had turned into a sky dragon. Long Lai was very familiar with this aura. It was the power of the sky dragon. It is indeed the true dragon body. Long Lai's eyes were filled with excitement. Buzz! A dragon blood jade marrow appeared in Ling Xiao's hand. It was the dragon blood jade marrow that he had obtained from the dragon transformation pool. Ignoring Long Lai's shocked gaze, the rune between Ling Xiao's eyebrows glowed as a mysterious and ancient fluctuation spread out. Ling Xiao had imprinted the cultivation method of the true dragon's secret technique into the dragon blood jade marrow. Only the dragon blood jade marrow could withstand the power of the true dragon's secret technique. Ling Xiao threw the dragon blood jade marrow to Long Lai as he smiled and said, "Uncle, are you satisfied with this gift? Although the dragon transformation pool is precious, how can it compare to the true dragon's secret technique?" Long Lai received it as though it was a treasure. His eyes were filled with excitement as he took a deep breath. Instantly, he sent out a primordial spirit and began to investigate the true dragon's secret technique in the dragon blood jade marrow. Boom! Long Lai's body glowed brightly. His bloodline was vast and terrifying, like a brilliant sun, mysterious and powerful. It was as though he was immersed in the true dragon's secret technique. After a long time, he exhaled deeply and opened his eyes. This true dragon's secret technique is indeed the supreme magical power of the dragon clan. If I can condense the true dragon body, perhaps I can really reach the level of the supreme true dragon from 10,000 years ago. Ling Xiao, this gift of yours is indeed very precious. I thank you on behalf of the entire dragon clan. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao seriously before bowing deeply. Uncle, what are you doing? I can't accept your gift. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and hurriedly dodged. Long Hanyan's eyes were also filled with pride. Ling Xiao had presented such a great gift to the dragon clan, which made her feel honored. Uncle, although I have condensed the true dragon body, I have some doubts. I don't know what is the relationship between the true dragon's secret technique and the dragon clan's emperor dragon scripture. Between the true dragon body and the true dragon bloodline, which is stronger? A glint flashed across Ling Xiao's eyes as he asked casually. Long Lai smiled slightly and said, before seeing the true dragon's secret technique, perhaps it was also very difficult for me to answer this question of yours. But now, perhaps I can answer one or two. Between the true dragon's secret technique and the emperor dragon scripture, the true dragon's secret technique can be called a technique, and the emperor dragon scripture can be called a technique. Technique and technique, is it? A trace of understanding flashed across Ling Xiao's eyes. That's right. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of admiration as he continued, the true dragon's secret technique involves the origin of the dragon clan's bloodline and contains the power of laws of the Tao of the dragon clan. It is a supreme technique that points directly to the origin. And the emperor dragon scripture is how to mobilize the power of bloodline and how to erupt with even more powerful killing power. It is a killing technique. The true dragon's secret technique refers to the origin and points directly to the heavenly Tao. The emperor dragon scripture goes against the flow and fights the heavens with strength. With Long Lai's explanation, Ling Xiao finally understood. It turned out that the dragon clan's supreme technique, the emperor dragon scripture, was a true killing technique. Chapter 688. As for the heavenly dragon bloodline and heavenly dragon body, it's even easier to understand. The so-called heavenly dragon bloodline is the bloodline power of the ancient heavenly dragon in the body. However, there are differences in the strength of the bloodline. Only when the entire body's bloodline is connected and the bloodline is integrated into the blood essence and bone marrow, can the heavenly dragon body be completely condensed. Just like me now, although I have the heavenly dragon bloodline, I'm still a little lacking in condensing the heavenly dragon body. However, with the heavenly dragon's secret technique, I believe that it won't be long before I can condense the heavenly dragon body. Long Lai said slowly, revealing a trace of sharpness in his eyes. Although the dragon race had a long lifespan, Long Lai had already lived for 10,000 years. Even if he had eaten many treasures to increase his lifespan, he had already passed his peak period. If he could condense the heavenly dragon body, the success rate of breaking through to become a god would be greatly increased. Ling Xiao nodded. Although he had finally broken through the bloodline shackles, the heavenly dragon bloodline in his body was incomparably powerful, bringing with it a powerful life source at every moment. However, Ling Xiao wanted to know that if he wanted to break through to the heavenly dragon body, it would be impossible before the supreme realm just by relying on cultivation alone. However, he had already obtained the 12th grade Blood Lotus. If he could obtain the 12th grade Golden Lotus and 12th grade Black Lotus, with the help of the legendary 36th grade Chaos Green Lotus, he would definitely be able to condense the heavenly dragon body in one go. At that time, even if it was a supreme, what would he have to fear? However, the 12th grade Golden Lotus was in the Great Thunderclap Temple, and the 12th grade Black Lotus was nowhere to be found. How could it be easy to find all of them? Long Lai hurriedly left. With the heavenly dragon's secret technique, the chances of his original body escaping from the outside world had greatly increased. It probably wouldn't be long before he could return from the outside world. Long Lai had defeated Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Long Hanyan had once again rejected the Sky Demon Palace, which meant that she had completely fallen out with the Sky Demon Palace. It was likely that the Sky Demon Palace could prepare to attack the Crystal Palace at any time. The entire dragon race was heavily guarded. Countless shrimp soldiers and crab generals, as well as powerful experts of the dragon race, set up defenses around the Crystal Palace. Even the defensive ancient divine formation was activated. A war could erupt at any time. When Ling Xiao left the dragon transformation pool, he was instantly surrounded by a group of dragon princes. Their eyes were filled with incomparable excitement and envy. The princes, Ling Xiao's heavenly dragon bloodline, and the others were only heavenly dragon bloodline. But they didn't expect Ling Xiao's heavenly dragon bloodline as soon as he came to the Crystal Palace. And Xiao, the heavens. Cousin Ling Xiao, you are a monster. You defeated the sky-burning demon emperor without condensing the real dragon bloodline. Now that you have condensed the real dragon bloodline, the sky-burning demon emperor is no match for you. Demons demon 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 demon. Demon for him, S God. S, for 2020, for us. Long Zhantian, Long Patian and the others said excitedly. Is. After all, he had witnessed the battle between Ling Xiao and the sky-scorching demon dominator, thus he knew how insane Ling Xiao was. Phoenix Lady and Big Radish were not surprised at all. Especially Phoenix Lady. When they were in the Eight Desolates region, she already knew how monstrous Ling Xiao was. Even her Black Wind bloodline was awakened because of Ling Xiao. Not to mention Ling Xiao's real dragon bloodline, even if it was divine dragon bloodline, she would not be surprised. As for the Big Radish, it was purely used to being abused by Ling Xiao, and would nag every day. Now that it had been captured by Luo Luo as a pet, it could only sigh at how tough its life was. Cousin, you promised me that you would catch a Qilin for me as a mount. I think that guy, the sky-burning demon emperor, is not bad. Why don't you catch him and give him to me? Long Outyan squeezed his way through the crowd and said with a chuckle. The sky-burning demon emperor is your mount? In your dreams, proud heaven. Long Zhantian and the others rolled their eyes. The sky-burning demon emperor was a pure-blooded godly beast fire Qilin, the peerless genius of the Sky Beast Palace. If he was given to Long Outyan as his mount, it would be a slap to the Sky Beast Palace's face. It might even lead to a war between the Sky Beast Palace and the Crystal Palace. The sky-burning demon emperor? Not bad indeed. Let's talk about it after I catch him. I think I can give Han Feng to you. The nine-headed fiery lion is also an ancient godly beast. It's not any weaker than the fire Qilin. Ling Xiao let out a smile and said while pointing at Han Feng. Han Feng's figure stiffened as his expression turned unpleasant. Not only was he being tamed by Ling Xiao as his mount, he was going to give him to this kid. Even if he was not as strong as the sky-burning demon emperor, he was still the second-ranked disciple of the Sky Beast Palace, alright? I don't want it, it's too ugly. I still prefer Qilins. Long Outyan shook his head firmly. Alright, I'll ask Ling Xiao to catch the sky-burning demon emperor for you. Stop messing around and get out of here. We want Ling Xiao's guidance. Long Zhantian rolled his eyes and said. Big brother, I also want cousin Ling Xiao's guidance. You trash can't even defeat me. Why do you need cousin Ling Xiao's guidance? I'll just give you guidance. Long Outyan said proudly. Get out of here. His words angered everyone. Long Zhantian and the others glared at him with dark faces. In the end, he was kicked away by Long Zhantian. Inside the Crystal Palace, a huge mountain was cut in half and formed a huge martial arts arena. It was surrounded by a sea of clouds and green ancient trees. It looked very vast. Cousin Ling Xiao, please give me your guidance. Long Patian stood opposite Ling Xiao and his eyes were filled with excitement. Second cousin, please make your move. Ling Xiao stood opposite Long Patian and said with a smile. On one hand, Ling Xiao wanted to give them guidance. On the other hand, Ling Xiao also wanted to see what was so mysterious about the so-called Emperor Dragon scripture. Cousin Ling Xiao, be careful. Emperor Dragon Fist, Rolling Thunder style. Long Patian shouted loudly. Suddenly, he threw a punch at Ling Xiao. Crack! Lightning flashed in all directions. Long Patian threw a punch. The fist radiance seemed to have merged with the lightning energy of heaven and earth. Hundreds of millions of lightning bolts mixed with the powerful fist aura and flew toward Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. In his eyes, the Emperor Dragon Fist was indeed extraordinarily powerful. It could actually mobilize the power of the heavenly tribulation. However, Long Potion's cultivation level was clearly not high enough. Although the sky seemed to be filled with lightning, it lacked the destructive power of the heavenly tribulation. Boom! Ling Xiao looked calm and threw a punch. The body of the heavenly dragon instantly erupted. Bright golden clouds surged. Ling Xiao's fist radiance swept in all directions and destroyed the lightning in the sky. It collided with Long Patian. Rumble! Terrifying divine light exploded and the void rumbled. Long Patian was sent flying by Ling Xiao's punch. Chapter 689. Emperor Dragon Fist, Mountain Splitter. Long Potion's body trembled. He could feel the terrifying energy that was emitted from Ling Xiao's body. It was almost endless, causing his body to tremble. However, the battle intent in his eyes burned brighter as he threw out another punch. Boom! This punch was extremely heavy, as though it contained a force that could break mountains and shake the earth. It was extremely powerful. However, Ling Xiao threw out another simple punch. It broke through everything and completely dissolved Long Potion's attack. Rumble! Just like that, Ling Xiao fought with Long Patian and the other crown princes. Naturally, they were no match for Ling Xiao. However, the profoundness and power of the Emperor Dragon scripture was an eye-opener for Ling Xiao. Through observing the profoundness of the Emperor Dragon scripture, Ling Xiao had a deeper understanding of the heavenly dragon constitution. The Emperor Dragon scripture was all-encompassing. Not only did it have the Emperor Dragon Fist, it also had the Sovereign's Descent, the Emperor Suppressing Mountain River Sword, the Emperor Dragon Mysterious Sky Slash, and other supreme martial arts. Together, they formed the supreme killing technique with unparalleled power. Almost all of the 9 crown princes of the Dragon clan had mastered a supreme skill. It was extremely terrifying. In the end, Ling Xiao even let Long Zhantian and the other crown princes attack him together. He comprehended the profoundness of the Emperor Dragon scripture while giving them pointers on their cultivation. In the end, Long Zhantian and the other crown princes admired Ling Xiao even more. It also aroused their competitive spirit. All of them worked hard to cultivate. The entire Crystal Palace became even more heavily guarded. Under the orders of Dragon King Long Lai, the Dragon Clan experts who were originally in various parts of the East Sea rushed back to the Crystal Palace. Long Lai's original body and the Supreme Elders would soon return from the extraterritorial world. Before that, everyone in the Crystal Palace had to be careful. Even the wind, rain, thunder, and lightning Supreme Elders who were guarding the Dragon Transformation Pool were sent out to escort the Dragon Clan experts back to the Crystal Palace. Dang! 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 9 bell chimes rang out, resounding throughout the Crystal Palace. The dragon bell has rung 9 times. Could it be that something big has happened? The entire Crystal Palace was shaken. Everyone's eyes were filled with shock. The dragon bell rung 9 times meant that something big had happened that could threaten the survival of the Crystal Palace. Ling Xiao was also awakened from his cultivation. Mother, what happened? After Ling Xiao came out of seclusion, he saw Long Hanyan outside and quickly asked. Xiao, don't worry. Grand Elder Long Lei was besieged by the experts of the Hydra clan on Shaoyang Island. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan led the entire Hydra clan and set up the Heavenly Dipper Demon God formation, trapping Grand Elder Long Lei and some experts of my dragon clan there. Long Hanyan's face was also filled with worry as she spoke slowly. What? The 2 supremes of the Hydra clan had been defeated by her uncle. Yet, they still dared to attack. Could it be that they were tired of living? Looks like there really is someone behind them. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he spoke slowly. You're right, it should be the Sky Demon Palace's plan to lure the tiger away from the mountain. Long Lai's voice rang out. A divine rainbow streaked across the sky from afar. Long Lai appeared in front of Ling Xiao and Long Hanyan. Sky Demon Palace's plan to lure the tiger away from the mountain. Could it be that their target is you, uncle? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he hurriedly asked. That's right. If my guess isn't wrong, it should be the Sky Demon Palace behind this. Otherwise, the Hydra clan wouldn't have such guts. But their target isn't just me, it's also you. Long Lai looked at Ling Xiao and said. Me? Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of doubt. That's right. The Hydra clan has also detained many young geniuses of the Dragon clan. The Hydra clan wants us to hand you over, saying that you are the real culprit who killed the 4 elders of the Hydra clan and Xiang Jie. If we don't hand you over, they will kill all the members of the Dragon clan. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of cold light as he spoke. Ling Xiao's eyes also turned cold as he revealed a trace of incomparably cold killing intent. This Hydra clan is really persistent. However, since the Sky Demon Palace has made a move, then we can't admit defeat. It's a good opportunity to see how many people the Sky Demon Palace has dispatched this time. I've already decided to lead the 2 Supreme Elders, Feng and Yu, to rescue Elder Long Lei. You guys can stay in the Crystal Palace. Long Lai sneered. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he said, So, uncle, your original body is coming back. That's right. This time, we'll beat them at their own game. Since the Hydra clan doesn't know what's good for them, we'll just destroy them directly. Long Lai said indifferently, revealing a trace of cold sharpness in his eyes. If that's the case, then I'll also participate in this rescue operation. Ling Xiao said slowly. No. It's too dangerous. The 2 Supreme Elders of the Hydra clan have been dispatched. In addition, there are the Supreme Elders of the Sky Demon Palace hidden in the dark. It's too dangerous for you to go. Long Hanyan immediately refused and objected to letting Ling Xiao go. Mother, don't worry. With uncle around, I won't be in danger. Moreover, if I don't go, I'm afraid the Hydra clan won't let me go so easily. Ling Xiao said indifferently, revealing a trace of killing intent in his eyes. Ling Xiao, if you want to go, it's not impossible. However, you have to listen to my commands and follow behind me. Don't act on your own. Long Lai said slowly. Okay. Ling Xiao nodded and agreed immediately. Seeing that Ling Xiao was so determined to go, Long Hanyan had no choice but to agree in the end. Long Lai, I'll leave Ling Xiao to you. If he loses a single hair, I'll hold you responsible. Long Hanyan stared at Long Lai and said. Don't worry, Ling Xiao will be fine. Long Lai said with a smile, without the slightest bit of worry. Ling Xiao's eyes revealed a trace of sharpness. The Shaoyang Island reminded him of something. In his previous life, Ling Xiao had discovered a pure yang spiritual spring on the Shaoyang Island, which contained extremely pure yang qi. However, although the pure yang spiritual spring was good at that time, Ling Xiao did not pay much attention to it. Hence, he had left it on the Shaoyang Island. Now that 10,000 years had passed, the pure yang spiritual spring on the Shaoyang Island should not have been discovered yet. If it could be shifted into the God's Stone, it would definitely make the spiritual qi in the God's Stone more abundant and create a blessed place for the Changsan sect to be located in the future. Rumble. The crystal palace shone brightly as the ancient divine array was activated. Long Lai brought the two Supreme Elders and Ling Xiao to the Shaoyang Island, while Supreme Elder Long Lei stayed behind to guard the crystal palace. Chapter 690. There were many experts of the Dragon Clan on the Shaoyang Island, but because of the existence of the Shaoyang Chalcedony mine, the speed of the experts of the Dragon Clan retreating was rather slow. Even Supreme Elder Long Lei was ambushed by the Nine-Headed Snake Clan in the end. The Nine-Headed Snake Clan had long been drooling over the Shaoyang Island. This time, not only did they capture many experts of the Dragon Clan, they even trapped Supreme Elder Long Lei on the island with the power of a grand array. Rumble. The void trembled as lightning streaked across the sky. The huge Shaoyang Island was shrouded in a layer of black mist. One could vaguely see the resplendent lightning on the Shaoyang Island. Dragon roars could be heard as a huge heavenly dragon that was over 10,000 feet long appeared. Its entire body was covered in purple light as it struggled violently, but it was trapped in the center of the array. Long Lei, I advise you not to resist. With your strength, you have no way of breaking the Heavenly Dipper Demon God array. Prime Xiang and Lu Zhizuan sat cross-legged in the void. Their gazes were piercingly cold as they glanced indifferently at Long Lei, who was within the formation. Despicable and shameless. To think that the two of you are supremes. You actually attacked the young clansmen of my Dragon Clan, bullying the weak and willfully killing the innocent. Both of you deserve to die. Long Lei roared violently as his eyes were filled with an incomparably cold expression. On the Shaoyang Island, blood flowed like a river and corpses were everywhere. Countless shrimp soldiers, crab generals, and even experts of the Dragon Clan were killed. Blood dyed the island red. Except for a few dozen core clansmen of the Dragon Clan who were captured and Long Lei who was trapped in the array, everyone else was dead. This time, the Nine-Headed Snake Clan could be said to have washed the Shaoyang Island with blood. Rumble. Long Lei struggled violently, but the Heavenly Dipper Demon God array erupted with an incomparably terrifying power under the control of Supreme Elder Xiang and Lu Zhizuan, firmly trapping Long Lei within. Crack. Suddenly, the void split open as a powerful and terrifying aura spread out. Long Lei brought Ling Xiao, Feng, and Yu, the two supreme elders, to the sky above the Shaoyang Island. Long Lei's gaze instantly fell on Supreme Elder Xiang and Lu Zhizuan. Long Lei. Supreme Elder Xiang and Lu Zhizuan's expression changed as they revealed a trace of deep fear. However, they immediately sneered. Long Lai, you really came. Long Lai looked at the two of them indifferently and said, looks like the two of you really don't have a good memory. However, since you've already been defeated by me, you still dare to make a move against my crystal palace. It seems like you've really become someone's lackey. Enough with the nonsense. Tell the people behind you to come out. Dragon King, you shouldn't have come to save me. The Hydra clan has already colluded with the Sky Demon Palace. This time, they are luring the tiger away from the mountain. Their target is not me, but you. Long Lei's voice came from the heavenly dipper demon god Great Array, carrying an extremely anxious fluctuation. Ha ha ha, you want to leave? Too late. At this moment, a sinister laugh rang out in the void, causing the world to shake and the void to rumble. Rumble. The sea in all directions trembled and waves surged into the sky. 4 figures with terrifying auras soared into the sky and instantly surrounded Long Lai and the others. These were 4 tall middle-aged men in black armor with icy cold auras. All of them had chilly gazes and blazing killing intent. Their auras were linked together, vast like an abyss, and extremely terrifying. 4 powerful supreme beings. Moreover, their auras were not any weaker than Long Lai's aura. In fact, they were even stronger. Tiger, leopard, wolf, bear, 4 supreme beings of the Sky Demon Palace. I didn't expect you to go to such lengths for me. The 4 of you have actually come personally. A glint flashed across Long Lai's eyes as he sneered. The 4 supreme beings of the Sky Demon Palace not only had powerful cultivation and great combat strength, but they could also form the battle formation of 4 symbols and unleash combat strength that was comparable to the peak of the supreme being realm. Long Lai, cut the crap. Now, you only have one path in front of you. Lead the Dragon Clan and surrender to the Sky Demon Palace. Then, we can spare your life. Otherwise, you and the 3 Supreme Elders will die here today. Tiger Supreme Being sneered. His hair danced wildly in the wind, and his eyes were cold and filled with killing intent. The Supreme Beings of the 4 Supreme Beings of the Sky Demon Palace did not have the slightest intention of hiding their identities. Moreover, they asked Long Lai to surrender. If he didn't surrender, he would die. Ling Xiao's heart skipped a beat. It was just as Long Lai had guessed. The Great Sun Demon Supreme Being of the Sky Demon Palace probably couldn't wait any longer. The so-called conciliatory policy had long been thrown aside, and he had started to use violence. The 4 Supreme Beings of the Tiger, Leopard, Wolf, and Bear Supreme Being of the 9-headed Snake Clan, together with Supreme Being Xiang and Lu Jizuan, there were 6 Supreme Being experts. As for Long Lei, Long Feng, and Long Yu, the 3 Supreme Elders, their cultivation was only on par with Supreme Being Xiang and Lu Jizuan. No matter how one looked at this battle, the Dragon Clan's side was at a disadvantage. Surrender. Ha ha ha. What is the Sky Demon Palace? Are you worthy of making me surrender? Tell the Great Sun Demon Supreme Being that if he wants me to surrender, he should come over personally. Do you really think that I, Long Lai, am easy to bully? Long Lai laughed, and his eyes were filled with coldness. Long Lai, don't bluff. If your original body was here, you might be able to fight against the 4 of us. How dare you be so arrogant with a mere Supreme Being celestial body? The Leopard Sovereign sneered. Don't waste your breath with him. Let's attack together and destroy his Supreme Being celestial body. Then, we'll break through the Crystal Palace in one fell swoop. Tiger Sovereign's eyes revealed a trace of killing intent as an incomparably powerful aura erupted from his body. Ling Xiao, when the battle starts, I'll keep you in my pocket world. If you want to watch the battle, you can do so in my pocket world. Long Lai transmitted his voice to Ling Xiao. His voice was slightly solemn. No need. Uncle, put me in the Shaosun Island later. I'll find an opportunity to break through the Heavenly Dipper Demon God Array and rescue Supreme Elder Long Lei. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and rejected him directly. The main reason he came this time was for the pure yang spiritual spring on the Shaosun Island. Naturally, he couldn't enter Long Lai's pocket world. Enter the Shaosun Island? Good. However, you have to pay attention to your own safety. I suspect that this battle isn't just limited to Tiger, Leopard, Wolf, and Bear. There might be others hiding in the dark. Long Lai muttered to himself for a moment before agreeing. Others? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. The Sky Demon Palace had been scheming for so long, so it was impossible for them to reveal all their trump cards so easily. This time, it was a life and death crisis for the Crystal Palace. However, Ling Xiao believed that as long as Long Lai's original body returned, they would naturally be able to break through the situation. Rumble. Tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear exchanged glances as their eyes revealed a trace of incomparably cold killing intent. They instantly charged towards Long Lai. Kill. Sovereign Xiang and Lu Zhizuan also exchanged glances as they charged towards the two supreme elders, Long Feng and Long Yu. As long as Long Lai's Supreme Being's celestial body was destroyed, there would be no suspense in this battle. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.